their specific fields at the entry points.
Who has worked selflessly and tirelessly in national interest, I think would be an invincible icon.
Welcome back. India's anti-corruption watchdog, the Lok Pal, is under fire after floating a tender to buy 7 high-end BMW 3 Series cars, each worth nearly 70 lakh rupees, taking the total cost close to 5 crore rupees. CNN-News18 has accessed the tender dated the 16th of October, which also requires the supplier to train drivers and staff for the new vehicles. The 7-member body, the Lok Pal of India, including the chairperson, is now facing widespread outrage over this display of luxury. And Congress is now reacting to Lok Pal's luxury demands, while Abhishek Manu Singhvi has said that ordering BMW is a tragic irony. Says the guardian of integrity is chasing luxury over legitimacy. Meanwhile, P. Chidambaram has questioned the need and said that even judges of the Supreme Court are provided modest sedans. My colleague Ankur Sharma is joining us live from the Delhi Lok Pal office. Ankur, the fact that this story has resonated a lot. We were the first to float it. We were the first to talk about it. We managed to access the tender copy. And it is, in fact, generating that rightful chatter. Here we are talking about the custodians, the surveillance of graft, and they are wanting these fancy wheels. And of course, the outrage is a lot on this story.
Yeah, certainly. The outrage is very clear now, and various Congress leaders, also top leaders, also reacted on this story, which was broken by CNN-News18. And I am outside the Lok Pal office, and Lok Pal was created to check the corruption on top offices and financial excesses. And now you can see that this building is basically the Lok Pal office, where the 2-3 members sits there. And apart from this, parallelly towards the left, chairperson Lok Pal sits, and he'll be coming in next say 30-35 minutes. The local guards and other staff who were entering inside the building told us. Importantly, the Lok Pal is basically was created to uphold the integrity in public life, to investigate corruption, ensure the clean governance. But today, certainly, because of the tender, which is now showing that the Lok Pal is planning to buy ultra luxury BMW, and they have specifically mentioned the particular series, which is the Series 3, which has a much longer wheelbase to give more luxury, more comfort to the passengers. And because of that, now there is clearly an outrage over the decision of Lok Pal of purchasing this ultra luxury cars. And in fact, the responsibility of the Lok Pal is basically to ensure that there should not be any public financial access by any office, any government office, and also their websites talks about the public interest. Now people are questioning what public interest will these BMW will solve, and what kind of corruption will these BMW help in curbing, and how these BMWs will ensure in curbing the pendency of the complaints which are now which are already piled up in Lok Pal office. So certainly there is a clear outrage not only among the political parties but also among the public. They are continuously questioning the Lok Pal decision of purchasing these BMW 7 BMWs, which will cost around 5 crores to Lok Pal. And obviously this is taxpayers' money, and if the responsibility of Lok Pal is to ensure that taxpayers' money do not get converted into corruption or do not get excessively spent on anything. So it is certainly important for Lok Pal to ensure that they also do not involved in such activities. Back to you.
Right, Ankur, thank you so much for all of that information. In fact, more reactions continue to trickle in on this story that was first broken here on CNN-News18. Take a look.
How do you see this?
A good vehicle is a very essential requirement for any public office, because they have to travel a lot. So security is important, safety is important. And I'm sure they must have applied their mind before the tender is floated. And these are BMW luxury cars. I personally feel that Lok Pal has a very different perception. Lok Pal means honesty, Lok Pal means integrity, Lok Pal means accountability in public life. That's the perception which people have. So I personally feel that any car of Indian make, maybe a luxury car, would have been better suited, and so that the public image is maintained and public confidence is maintained, in the institution. But BMW luxury, I'm sure, tenders are not floated just like that. Tenders are floated after due application of mind. So maybe they have applied their mind, they have come to a conclusion that this is the best car which Lok Pal and its member requires.
So we are joined by Shiv Sena UBT Rajya Sabha MP Priyanka Chaturvedi ji, and Priyanka ji, the story we have broken earlier today morning that the Lok Pal of India is looking to buy 7 BMW cars, each of them worth nearly rupees 70 lakh. What do you make of this intended purchase, and what does this speak of the anti-corruption ombudsman of the country?
No, it's actually Lok Pal has converted itself into a joke pal. The reason by which it came into being was to check on corruption and to prioritize that we see minimal corruption. But imagine the people who are going to be fighting corruption cannot see, moving around without an expensive sedan, and that too, which is a foreign make. What does it also speak about Prime Minister speaking at every forum about buying Swadeshi, and all our cabinet ministers? You cover the parliament, Amanji, and you see our own members of parliament, they come in these, humble sedans themselves. So for Lok Pal to believe that it is, in a league of its own, and it can dictate terms and buy cars worth 70 lakhs, it's literally a slap on the faces of all the Indian taxpayers who are looking at Lok Pal to probably curb the corruption issue that has plagued the country forever and ever. So I would just say that they've made a joke out of it, and I'm hoping that they would review your news break. Firstly, I believe it's your news break. So congratulate you that you're holding institutions to account, and this comes under accountability and transparency, and they would feel some shame and call back to that tender that they have put out to buy these exclusive, luxury cars.
And Priyanka ji, also, though Lok Pal is an independent body and it's anti-corruption, ombudsman, the government has also been speaking a lot about, Swadeshi, going for Swadeshi goods and, austerity as well. I even see, top ministers and top secretaries, in Maruti or Tata cars.
Exactly. That's what I was telling you. Even if you come to the parliament, when you cover the parliament, you see all our ministers coming in that. You see that none of the members of parliament have the luxury of, getting a Indian taxpayer funded car for themselves, which is absolutely fine. I mean, not that I'm making a case for that. But it just says that if there is austerity being followed at every point and every step, where we are conscious about accountability, why is it that such statutory bodies that came into being to handle this kind of transparency are not following that? So it just speaks of the large disconnect that exists, as well as the call that Government of India has been making. And I think 1.4 billion people are also expected to focus more on Swadeshi and focus more on Indian manufacturers. For them to ask for luxury vehicles which are imported is actually a slap on the face of the entire campaign that has been unleashed by the Government of India to go Swadeshi, buy Swadeshi.
And what I also found intriguing, my last question to you, is that the tender also speaks about a specific car. It's the BMW specific model, Sport Edition. So that also looking very intriguing. This model apparently was launched just this February by the BMW. So it looks very intriguing.
So someone in the system clearly knows their cars, and they clearly know which are the latest varieties of the BMWs in the market. Having said that, I mean, keeping jokes apart, what is extremely unfortunate is that all of them have got together to ensure that they have this kind of a smooth ride and have to spend the money that has been given to them to hold people to account, to hold corruption to account, but are indulging in I would say self-indulgence. It's literally almost like that. So they know the vehicle. Then there's also something which BMW is offering them, that their drivers get a chance to get trained by the BMW company. So it sounds hilarious. It sounds laughable, but it is actually a laugh. They make the country and the Indian taxpayers a laughing stock with demands such as these and with tenders floated like these.
Delhi's air quality is worsened after Diwali, with thick smog pushing the AQI levels into the severe zone across most monitoring stations. Despite the Supreme Court allowing only the usage of green crackers between 8 to 10 p.m., celebrations continued beyond the stipulated time window, worsening the pollution in NCR. The political blame game now has intensified, with the BJP accusing the Aam Aadmi Party government of failing to act in time, while Aam Aadmi Party blaming stubble burning in neighbouring states. In fact, Delhi government minister and Delhi Environment Minister Manjinder Singh Sirsa is now alleging that Aam Aadmi Party is forcing Punjab farmers to burn stubble to worsen Delhi's air, presenting videos from Taran Taran and Bhatinda. Aam Aadmi Party Delhi President Saurabh Bharadwaj has now hit back, calling the claims illiterate and pointing out Punjab's AQI being only at 156. Meanwhile, the Delhi government is planning cloud seeding operations, and that will take place possibly between the 24th to 26th of October, depending on the weather conditions. This will be done to disperse the smog if the weather permits.
We'd like to congratulate the Delhi government for this big achievement of only an 11-point AQI increase. What do you attribute this to?
Not increased, it had decreased to 11 point. I must tell you, last year it was 360 in the morning, 10 a.m. and today it is 356. And by 4 o'clock, I think we got another data also of today. I'm not aware of, I'm on a phone calls since that time. Must be at a 4 p.m. At 4 p.m. today, the latest AQI will be there. I personally believe that it will be also lesser than last year.
All right. So what do you attribute these factors to? Because you still
there
maintain...
are three big factors. So there are three big factors. One is the natural construction going on here in Delhi, the vehicular pollution. Though we are able to control few of those, and we are continuously doing this, but you would appreciate one thing. It is not a one-day problem. It is a problem from last 27 years. In last 10 years also, Aam Aadmi Party, during this last decade, I must say that this year had got the best maximum good days, the least AQI in this year. And
ये बात बड़ी साफ है कि सरकार का डेटा और जो अलग अलग ऐप्स हम लोगों के फ़ोन में हैं उसके डेटा के अंदर बड़ा फ़र्क था। इतना फ़र्क था कि अगर सरकार का डेटा AQI जो है 400 दिखा रहा है तो बहुत सारे लोगों का डेटा जो है ये 1700 तक दिखा रहा था। इतना फ़र्क क्यों है, सरकार को बताना चाहिए। ये बात गंभीर इसलिए है दोस्तों क्योंकि कोरोना के बाद ख़ास तौर पे ऐसे बहुत सारे लोग हैं, लाखों लोग हैं दिल्ली के अंदर, जिसमें ज़्यादातर हिंदू हैं, जिन लोगों को थोड़ा सा भी पोल्यूशन बढ़ता है तो उससे सांस की तकलीफ हो जाती है और दम घुटने लग जाता है। अगर एक सरकार के तौर पे झूठा डेटा उन लोगों को दिया जाएगा तो हो सकता है सरकार के झूठे डेटा को देख के वो आज बाहर निकल जाएं काम पे, और हो सकता है कि उनकी इस कारण जो है तबीयत बहुत खराब हो जाए, मृत्यु भी हो सकती है।
की करिए, राह कोई नहीं है, सरकार ते बड़ा कुछ करदी है। ਹੁਣ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਇਹਦਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਠੋਸ ਹੱਲ ਦੇ ਦੇ, ਪਰਾਲੀ ਸਾੜ ਕੇ ਲੈਣਾ ਕੀ ਆ। ਸਾਡੀ ਮੰਗ ਹੈ 6000 ਦੇ ਦਿਓ, ਅਸੀਂ ਇਕੱਠੀ ਕਰਵਾ ਕੇ ਪਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਬੰਨੇ ਲਾ देंगे। पराली साड़ना कोई सानू शौक थोड़ी है।
सरकार तो बहुत वादे करती है भी हम इसे संभालेंगे, पर हमें छोटे किसान को कुछ नहीं मिलता। हाँ, मुआवजा तो कहते हैं सरकार 5 से 7 हज़ार देंगे, पर देते कोई नहीं है। हमें छोटे किसान को तो कुछ मिलता ही नहीं ना।
साडी मजबूरी ये है जी, असीं माड़े आ, जिहड़ी सरकार है वो तगड़े लोकां दी आ। असीं माड़े करके साड़दे आ, जे साडे कोल भी पैसा होवे असीं ना साड़िए।
We take this across to my colleague Anshul, who's joining us on the broadcast. Anshul, the war of words, the politicking has in fact started. Many claims that have been made, particularly by the Bharatiya Janata Party, talking about how deliberate farm fires have erupted from Punjab, and that has resulted in the AQI worsening. How can we in fact verify these claims that the BJP government is making in the national capital and the counter that's coming in from Aam Aadmi Party?
Well, the Bharatiya Janata Party has gone ahead and shared a few visuals of where people or farmers can be seen saying that they are being forced to burn their crops. In fact, several news agencies have also gone ahead and put similar bites online as well. But what can be seen on the ground is definitely, apart from the politics, the pollution is something that can be felt in the air today significantly more than what it was yesterday. I'll just try and move out of the frame to try and give you a sense of the pollution levels over here. You can see the visibility across the national capital has deteriorated this morning. The AQI levels have also worsened this morning. Remember, this is the second day after Diwali, and due to the wind conditions that were prevailing, it should have been better out here in the national capital. But yet again, today the AQI in many places is being recorded worse than what it was yesterday, and can be sensed as well. Even as I'm speaking at this point in time, I'm actually getting that sense of irritation in my throat, and it is getting difficult to speak for such a short while as well. So definitely the AQI in the national capital has deteriorated. Politics is happening, the blame game is happening, and it is really sad to see that the blame game is continuing, but the work that should have been done on the ground over the last 365 days during the change of the government as well, that work definitely seems to have not been done, due to which yet again this year the people of Delhi are being forced to breathe in this very, very toxic air, where even standing out for just a few minutes will irritate your nostrils, will irritate your lungs as well. The PM 2.5 level is significantly higher today as well. The Punjab government says that they have reduced the number of farm fires. The Delhi government says that the green cracker has had no bearing on the pollution. But yes, it is the people of Delhi who are being forced to breathe in this toxic air, whereas the blame game between these political parties continue.
Right, Anshul. Thank you so much for all of that information. We are now getting this piece of breaking news that's coming in from Punjab, where we're learning that Punjab has witnessed a major breakthrough in tackling stubble burning this year, with fire incidents falling sharply by 72.5% from 1,510 last year to just 415 this season from September 15th onwards. Now, this significant reduction is being hailed as a major win in the battle against seasonal air pollution. So remember, even as the blame game continues, at least Punjab is doing something on the ground, a significant reduction in the stubble burning incidents from the last time around. The last time incidents were recorded at a whopping 1,510, but if we take a look at this year, it has reduced by 72.5%, and it's come down to just 415 stubble burning cases this season. That is from the 15th of September till date. My colleague Shrishti has got us all of these inputs. She's joining us on the broadcast now. Shrishti, this definitely is going to be impacting the air quality for the better as far as NCR is concerned. But this is a breakthrough that one must talk about even as this politicking continues, because here there have been claims that have been made by the BJP that the farmers are forced to burn stubble. But this tells a different story.
Definitely. So, see, the number of stubble burning incidents have been on decline since 2020. Now, 2020 was the last year when we had a major spike in the number of farm fires that were being recorded in the 6 neighboring states. So the Indian Agricultural Research Institute, which collects its satellite data of fire counts over 6 neighboring states, which includes Punjab, Haryana, Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, and Madhya Pradesh. And the total count overall has declined. Now, Punjab has especially shown a drastic improvement compared to about 9 to 10,000 farm fires in 2020, declined to about 4,000 in the year 2021. And since then, it has been on decline. But this year, in the aftermath of the disastrous floods that hit Punjab, the unseasonal rains, the farm fires have shown a drastic improvement. Now, to give you the data, last year we had about 1,500 such cases. By this time, starting from the harvesting season, which starts from September 15th till now. But this time it's roughly about 400. So there's a drastic fall of about 72% in the total farm fires. And most of these cases are also being reported from the border districts of Amritsar, Taran. Now, Sangrur, which had, used to be a hotspot for stubble burning, this time it recorded fewer farm fires. So, and we spoke to some of the experts here in New Delhi, and they say that the contribution of stubble burning to Delhi's pollution this time around is very less. So the local sources of pollution tend to dominate this time around. So it's definitely a signal for improvement that the farmers are definitely moving away to better management of stubble. And of course, the floods have also had a major impact this time.
Right, absolutely, Shrishti. Thank you so much for all of that information and that update. The pollution in Delhi continues to make headlines just days ahead of Chhath Puja, right after Diwali, even before Diwali, in fact. This is the Chhath Puja, which is a festival of special significance this year with Bihar elections around the corner. The Yamuna River has come under scrutiny for its frothy, polluted waters, sparking claim and counter-claims over accountability. The Delhi Chief Minister Rekha Gupta met with Prime Minister Narendra Modi yesterday to convey Diwali greetings and also to brief him on the development initiatives, the Clean Yamuna campaign and the preparations for the Chhath Puja, emphasizing on efforts to ensure a safe and clean environment for the festivities.
Currently, we are reporting from one of the most important ghats and prominent ghats of the national capital, that is the ITO Ghat. And if I could just show you around in the frame, the process of cleaning up the ghats has already started over here. You can see in these visuals over here how the cleaning process has already started. Artificial ghats have also been made over here so that people who do not want to get inside the river of Yamuna, they can celebrate Chhath over here, because the number of people who collect on these ghats is absolutely astounding, and it gets very difficult for the management to make sure that cleanliness is maintained over here. This time around, more than allowing the festival to be celebrated, it is going to be a political issue as well. You can see behind me as well that bulldozers, JCBs are in action at this point in time. They are trying to make sure that this entire ghat is prepared before Chhath celebrations kick in, which is in the next 4 to 5 days. It remains to be seen what eventually will happen, but at this point in time, it is seeming like that all the preparations are underway to make sure that this time around the Chhath festival that will be celebrated over here, that could be at least pollution free.
Let me take this across to Anshul, who's now with us on the broadcast. Anshul, on ground, and we've just played out your ground report, the kind of changes that you have witnessed right ahead of Chhath Puja. We do know that there is a clean drive every year ahead of Chhath Puja that happens around the Yamuna. But if we take a look at real changes from on ground, what can you tell us?
Well, the changes are definitely very significant in nature at this point in time. I'll just show you in the frame behind me as well. I'm currently reporting from the Kalandi Kunj area, which is infamous for the toxic foam that gathers over here every day during this entire season of Chhath. This time around, you can see in these visuals that the magnitude of these foam have significantly gone down. One of the main reasons for that is the chemical that is being sprayed over here continuously since the early hours of this morning. There is, you can see these boats that are doing rounds. These boats are continuously spraying chemicals to do away with the toxic foam that collects over here. And also the gates of the dams have been opened to increase the flow of water. Apart from this, the real changes that can be seen over here on the ghats of Yamuna is the pungent smell that used to come in from Yamuna. Even if a person stands here for a few minutes, then smell would stay with that person for at least a few hours. But this time around, that pungent smell seems to have been gone. There is definitely a change in the color of the water of Yamuna as well, which was black. Now it is still dark, it is still very muddy, but it is not as black as it was last year or as it has been over the past many years. So definitely there is cleanliness, there is some sort of a change that can be seen, but the issue of toxic foam, the issue of building more STPs is something that the Delhi government claims that they are working on at this point in time. In fact, yesterday as well, while the Environment Minister was speaking, he said that it is going to take some time for them to actually do away with all these issues on the ground, but there is definitely going to be improvement that can be seen this time on the festival of Chhath. And definitely on ground, the color of water, the smell from the water definitely has improved. Apart from that, the foam that used to engulf this entire area, the government is trying to control that, because that is going to be, the foam is going to be a very big political issue, and hence the BJP is trying to make sure that they do away with the foam at least for the time being, so that this does not become a political issue during the Chhath Puja and specifically right before the Bihar elections as well.
Absolutely, but easier said than done, Anshul. The politicking has already started. Aam Aadmi Party, in fact, has dared the Bharatiya Janata Party to drink the Yamuna water if it really is clean. Let's see which way is that headed ahead of Chhath Puja. And we, with that, are going into a very short break. News and updates continue on the broadcast.
nominees for the award this year are just simply brilliant. I think it's an assembly line of brilliance.
Incredible. I'm in awe, I'm inspired, and I honestly don't know who to choose.
We had a really tough time to decide. Indians are making it on the global stage, and I believe that whatever happens happens for the best.
We're going to have a really tough time ahead of us to really pick winners.
A fierce battle for Bihar's 243 seats. A verdict that India is watching closely. CNN-News18 is bringing together the top voices for succinct analysis and a panel with diverse viewpoints. Bihar elections decoded like no other. Elections equals CNN-News18. Co-powered by. This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Breaking news coming in right at the top of this hour. US President Donald Trump reiterated his claims that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has assured him that India would stop procuring Russian crude, adding that he also spoke with the Indian leader regarding this issue and also on trade. Speaking to reporters during Diwali celebrations at the Oval Office in the White House, he said that PM Modi also wants an end to the 2.5-year-old war in Ukraine. Listen in to what the US President has to say.
Please, thank you. We stand great, and the people of India, I love the people of India, and we're working on some great deals between our countries. I spoke to Prime Minister Modi today, as I mentioned before, and we just have a very good relationship. And he's not going to buy much oil from Russia. He wants to see that war end as much as I do. He wants to see the war end with Russia, Ukraine. And as you know, they're not going to be buying too much oil. So they've cut it way back, and they're continuing to cut it way back.
And CNN-News18 Siddhant Mishra joins us on this broadcast. Siddhant, a very good morning to you. Could you help us understand the details about that conversation that played out between Prime Minister Modi and President Donald Trump? Also, what all did they discuss?
Well, that's right. So this is what President Trump has said. In fact, he again says that I love the people of India. We're working on some great deals between our countries. I spoke to Prime Minister Modi today, and we just have a very good relationship. He also says that he's not going to buy oil. He wants to see the war end as much as I do. So, Kanya, Prime Minister Modi has always, supported US in its efforts to stop the conflict, whether it's a conflict in Ukraine or a conflict in West Asia. In fact, Prime Minister Modi also congratulated President Trump for the ceasefire in West Asia. So definitely, India has always been in support of President Trump's policies when it comes to stopping war. In fact, that is exactly what President Trump has said, that he wants to see the war between Russia and Ukraine to end. In fact, Prime Minister Modi did speak to President Putin in Tianjin on the sidelines of the summit, and then later he briefed the European leaders also. So that is also a role which Prime Minister Modi had played, and given India's unique position where
Good morning and a very warm welcome. Thanks for tuning into CNN News 18. I'm Prithween Walia. We first up start with the day's big headlines we're tracking this morning. Prime Minister Modi thanks Donald Trump for Diwali greetings, vows to fight against terror together. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath's big political Islam attack says political Islam dealt greatest blow to Sanatan Dharma. Our ancestors fought it, he said. Key Bengal districts record major mismatch in 2002-2025 voter lists as Election Commission completes mapping before SIR exercise in the state. And political fireworks explode as city gasps for breath. Aam Aadmi Party mocks the Bharatiya Janata Party government over pollution. BJP blames farm fires instead. BJP Kerala leaders brief President Draupadi Murmu on Sabrimala gold theft. SIT uncovers Devaswam board irregularities. And down south, heavy rains lash Tamil Nadu. Red alert issued in 8 districts. Cyclone alert has also been sounded in parts. President Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin meet in Budapest. This meeting has been put on hold after Russia rejected the ceasefire. Russia says no change in position. US Vice President J.D. Vance in Israel for ceasefire in Gaza says ceasefire deal in Gaza is going better than expected. All right, first up, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has thanked US President Donald Trump for extending Diwali greetings, also hoped for joint efforts to fight terrorism. The remark assumes significance amid US's growing proximity with Pakistan, a country known for exporting terror and providing safe haven to terrorists. The post also comes hours after Donald Trump lit a lamp at a Diwali event at the White House and told several reporters present there that he has had a conversation with Prime Minister Modi. He then went on to reiterate his earlier claims that the Prime Minister's assured lowering Russian oil imports and that he stopped the India-Pakistan conflict. That was the second big claim made by US President Donald Trump. The event was attended by Indian Ambassador to the US, Vinay Quatra, besides FBI Chief Kash Patel, Intelligence Head Tulsi Gabbard, also new US Ambassador to India and Indian-American business leaders. All of them were in attendance, but this is what was said by US President Donald Trump. Listen in.
Please, thank you. We stand great, and the people of India, I love the people of India, and we're working on some great deals between our countries. I spoke to Prime Minister Modi today, as I mentioned before, and we just have a very good relationship. And he's not going to buy much oil from Russia. He wants to see that war end as much as I do. He wants to see the war end with Russia, Ukraine. And as you know, they're not going to be buying too much oil. So they've cut it way back, and they're continuing to cut it way back.
CNN-News18's Aman Sharma joins us with more details. Aman, there are two important parts to the story. One is, of course, the repeated claim made by US President Donald Trump, something he's spoken of earlier. It's not been taken really well from top officials here in India. We'll talk about that in just a bit. But first up, tell us about what we've heard from US President Donald Trump and the confirmation of that conversation the two leaders had, especially the Prime Minister emphasizing on the joint need to bring an end to terrorism. Throw a little more light on that statement.
Well, yes, Kritzwin, both the leaders have now confirmed that there was indeed a phone call on the occasion of Diwali, but the versions of what that phone call contained seem to be entirely different. Mr. Trump is claiming, as he has claimed earlier, that India is not going to buy that much Russian oil in the future. The last time he had said India had promised to Mr. Trump that India will not buy Russian oil at all. And that particular conversation was denied by India, that at that point of time, few days back, Mr. Modi and Trump had never spoken. But yes, this time they have spoken. And if you see Mr. Modi's tweet, it's very clear that it's more about Diwali greetings and both the sides collaborating to fight terror. So clearly, India is not confirming anything what Mr. Trump is saying regarding any assurances of going back on buying Russian oil. If we look at the figures of September, which are publicly available, India bought oil from Russia worth rupees 25,000 crores. We account for 38% of the total oil purchases which happen from Russia worldwide. We are just a close second to China. And India, in that statement issued by the MEA last week, in fact, on Friday, had very, very clearly said that our oil purchases are dependent and are influenced by national interest decisions, interest of the public, interest of what is the world market rates are, and Russia being a time-tested partner for us, and Vladimir Putin coming to India in December first week on a bilateral visit after very long. India is very, very clear that it is not going to come under any pressure or give any assurances that it is going to reduce any purchases of Russian oil.
Okay, stay on with us, Aman. Going across to Siddhant Mishra on that note. All right, we'll just connect with Siddhant. Aman, what is really going on here? We've heard the Prime Minister post online. He said very clearly, and I caught him here on the Festival of Lights, may our two great democracies continue to illuminate the world with hope and stand united against terrorism in all its forms. Is that the limited response so far we've heard officially?
Well,
as opposed to what Donald Trump is saying, because a host of claims being made by him, all of them, by the way, like you rightly pointed out, have been fact-checked in the past.
Well, yes, maybe we'll have to wait for a official MEA version on the entire gamut of the conversation which happened. But I think Prime Minister Modi's reference, especially to this point that the terrorism should be tackled in all its forms, is also, I think, a very significant message because of the increasing closeness that we have seen of Donald Trump with Pakistani leaders, be it Shehbaz Sharif or their Field Marshal Asim Munir. India very clearly holds Pakistan as a terror state, says Pakistan state is responsible for the terrorist attack in Pahalgam, which was followed by the Indian response in Operation Sindoor. So I think Mr. Modi also sending this message across to Donald Trump that US maybe should not stand with the state sponsors of terrorism. They should not, adopt that kind of a strategy. So India is making not so many words, but making its, I feel, a displeasure known over Pakistan being given this red carpet treatment by the US in recent times.
Okay, all right. Many thanks, Saman, for joining us with all those details. Repeated claims to the effect of how the India-Pakistan conflict came to an end as a result of US mediation, and of course, once again reiterating how Prime Minister Narendra Modi has assured President Donald Trump that India will no longer buy as much Russian oil. In the past, these claims have been fact-checked. What the official response is going to be this time around, we'll wait and watch. For now, we shift our focus to more breaking news that's come in. In the backdrop of the SIR process, the Election Commission will hold another meeting in the national capital today. All chief electoral officers from across the country have been instructed to attend the same. The meeting will focus on the voter list revision process, which must be completed within stipulated time frame. So this is the latest coming in the backdrop of the SIR process. Remember, it's being spoken of and how it's going to be carried out next in the state of West Bengal. Election Commission is going to be holding this key meeting in the national capital. Kamalika Sengupta joins us with more details. Kamalika, tell us broadly what is on the agenda today.
So this is going to be a very vital meeting as far as Bengal is concerned. Obviously, as far as the entire country is concerned, this is very important. All the CEOs have been called in Delhi and they have already reached Delhi, and this will be an entire day session. So as far as Bengal is concerned, this is very important because SIR is going to be declared any moment from now. This is something which is vital. And right now, the exclusive information which I'm having is that the mapping is over almost. Mapping means the comparison between the electoral voter roll of 2002 and 2025. So how much of that is matching? That mapping is almost over. And some facts are coming in which are very concerning. Like in North 24 Pargana, there is only 41% match, which means that 2002 to 2024, more than 50% new voters have come in this district. Now, this is very concerning. There might be 30, experts say there might be 30-40% rise of new voters, but not more than 50%. That is what is concerning in North 24 Pargana. More concerning is another district, is West Bardhaman, where even the matching percentage has reduced below 40. That is very concerning. Now, North 24 Pargana, the district which I mentioned earlier, is a district which is in the border, where there is a very long border with Bangladesh. Now, there where several questions are being raised, the questions that has been always raised by BJP, that comes into focus. That what happened, that more than 50% people are new in this district. So special concentration on these areas. Definitely all these questions questions will be asked, and final any time from now the SIR will be implemented, because next is Bengal election. So definitely there is a big political war of words also going on this. But this North 24 Pargana and also this West Bardhaman, these two other districts which are real concerning according to my sources.
Okay, stay on with us, Kamalika. Let's put out those figures and break down that entire story. CNN News 18 learning that the SIR mapping in West Bengal comparing 2002 and 2025 voter list is almost complete, except in Darjeeling and Jalpaiguri, where floods caused delays. Nearly 3.5 crore records were checked, with the state average match between 50 to 55%, and Kamalika was breaking down all of those figures. So let's shift our attention now to the district-wise breakup that we have accessed here on CNN News 18. Significant mismatches. If we talk about Alipurdwar, it's 53%. Further moving on to other districts like Kalimpong, 65% mismatch, Malda 54%, Purulia 61%, Jhargram 51%, North Kolkata 55%, West Mednipur 52%, North 24 Paragnas matched only 41%, and West Bardhaman is below 40%. The Election Commission is set to hold a key meeting. We've been discussing broadly what is going to be on the agenda. The final SIR upload is expected latest by Thursday. Authorities are now stressing on accuracy ahead of upcoming elections, with remaining work focused on flood-hit areas too. Kamalika continues to stay on with us. Kamalika, we've been talking about these figures, flashing it on our screens as well for a better understanding of our viewers too, Kamalika. But with regards to the SR exercise in Bengal, we've seen stiff opposition from ruling TMC. Now that these figures are out, have we heard of any reactions officially from the ruling Trinamool Congress?
See, the Trinamool Congress, what we are getting from our sources, they are in a wait and watch mode. The moment the SIR process will start on, if there are voters whose names will be deleted, whom they feel that they are bona fide voters, they are really going to make out a very big issue out of it. So they are saying that Election Commission, there has always been saying that Mamata Banerjee is saying, and all the leaders have been saying that this is Election Commission is trying to play with BJP for BJP. And they are deliberately, they are trying to delete the voters' name. And we have seen not only Mamata Banerjee, but some of the ministers have come up with intimidation. And on the other hand, we have seen that Shubhendu Adhikari continuously has saying that he feels that more than 1 crore voters' names will be deleted. So definitely, before the final battle of Bengal, this semi-final battle has already started, which is the SIR battle.
Thank you so much, Kamalika, for joining us with all those details. Shifting our focus now to more breaking news coming in after Bihar. The INDI bloc could be heading for another rift in Maharashtra. Let's shift our focus to how Congress is refusing to go along with the idea of playing on the same side as that of the MNS chief Raj Thackeray. Senior Congress leader and former Mumbai President Bhai Jagtap said that the Congress will not ally with Raj Thackeray in the upcoming civic elections, nor will it contest the elections in alliance with Uddhav Thackeray and instead contest independently. So that is the big comment coming in from a senior Congress leader. Do remember there is a lot of friendly contest that's being witnessed within the Mahagathbandhan in Bihar, and comes this perhaps in all likelihood a future setback for the INDI bloc in the state of Maharashtra though. Listen in.
राज ठाकरे तो छोड़िए, उद्धव जी के साथ भी हम नहीं लड़ेंगे। ये मैं जब अध्यक्ष था, मैंने डंके की चोट पे मैंने हमेशा ये कहा था, और अभी भी हमारी ये जो कमेटी की मीटिंग हुई, पॉलिटिकल अफेयर कमेटी की, उसमें सारे लोगों ने एक ही बात कही, और हमने इस बात को रखा। चेनीतला जी हमारे जनरल सेक्रेटरी इंचार्ज भी थे, और उनको हमने कहा कि एक तो ये सारे लोकल बॉडी के चुनाव हैं, तो कार्यकर्ता के चुनाव हैं, ये नेता को चुनाव नहीं है, तो ये कार्यकर्ता की लड़ाई है, कार्यकर्ता को लड़ने दो। इसमें हमको ना शिवसेना के साथ जाना चाहिए, उद्धव जी के साथ भी नहीं जाना चाहिए, राज ठाकरे की तो सवाल ही नहीं पैदा होता।
देखिए, भाई जगताप जी मुंबई कांग्रेस के इकाई के नेता हैं, वो कोई देश के नेता नहीं है, अखिल भारतीय कांग्रेस कमेटी के कोई राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष नहीं है। जैसे हमारे नेता उद्धव ठाकरे साहब मातोश्री में रहते हैं, वैसे कांग्रेस के सभी बड़े नेता दिल्ली में रहते हैं। महानगर पालिका में किसके साथ युति करनी है, किसके साथ गठबंधन करना है, यह ना तो हमारा अधिकार है, ना भाई जगताप जी का है। यह राहुल गांधी जी, मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे जी, उद्धव ठाकरे जी, आदित्य ठाकरे जी का अधिकार है। अगर भाई जगताप को लगता है कि वो अकेले चुनाव में जाने में सक्षम है, लेकिन कोई हमें ललकारेगा तो हम तो शिवसेना है, हम अकेले सक्षम हैं।
My colleague Mayuresh joins us with more details. Mayuresh, the senior Congress leader making the party stand amply clear. Has the party officially confirmed to this stance? Because he's very clearly spoken of, at least for the upcoming civic elections, going solo, not pairing with the Shiv Sena, UBT or MNS for that matter.
So, Bhai Jagtap is a senior Congress leader and also former chief of Mumbai unit of Congress. But the party has yet not or we can say party has not taken any stand about whether they are going to contest the local body election, especially the BMC, alone or not. Because if you remember a few days back when the press conference happened of united opposition, that time also the Congress leaders were there in that press conference along with the Raj Thackeray, Uddhav Thackeray and Sharad Pawar. So it is still not clear and official also that whether Congress will be contesting on its own this particular local body election and what would be their next strategy. So we have to wait for the official confirmation. But yes, there is a kind of a demand from one faction of Congress leaders that Congress should go solo and they should contest the this upcoming election of BMC individually and not with the alliance, so that even they will come to know where they exactly stand. But party is yet to take official stand or a decision about this particular issue. Back to you.
Now, Shiv Sena UBT's leader, we heard Anand Dubey, he's reacted sharply to that comment that's come in, and he said that one leader cannot speak for the entire party. Is that the official stance so far of the Sena UBT and MNS? What's going on in the other two camps?
See, if we see that Congress, there are the information which we have got it from our sources that the Congress is having a problem with the Raj Thackeray and his party because the way they have taken the stand against the North Indians in Mumbai and in entire Maharashtra from the day the party has come into the existence. So that's why the Congress is having the problem with them. Also, the way Raj Thackeray has flip-flop, first he supported the Congress-backed government, then he supported Modi-backed government, and again he was talking about against the Congress government. So the flip-flop which the Raj Thackeray has done so far, that is also an issue with us, but issue with the Congress. But the problem over here is what basically Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray thinks. Though we have got the official reaction from the Anand Dubey, he's a spokesperson, but in this party only one person take all the calls, and that is Uddhav Thackeray. So till the time Uddhav Thackeray says that we don't want Congress in our alliance, we have to wait till the official confirmation for that, and till the time we have to basically stay with the fact that right now the Mahavikas Aghadi is intact. But if Congress takes the stand, or if the Uddhav Thackeray takes the stand that we don't want Congress, and if the Congress takes the stand that we don't want to contest in Mahavikas Aghadi, we will contest later, and then we'll see whether to join hands in again with the Mahavikas Aghadi or not. Till that time the Mahavikas Aghadi is intact. That's what the sources are indicating.
Oh yes, and if at all we do see a post-poll alliance, that's not going to be new for either of the stakeholders in the Mahagathbandhan either. Thank you so much, Mayuresh, for joining us with all those details. We headed to a very short break with that. Lots more lined up when we return. Keep watching.
Choice of categories was outstanding. Very well chosen. Answer by millions.
The anticipation towards Indian of the Year 2025 is building.
Incredible. I'm in awe. I'm inspired. I honestly don't know who to choose.
I think he's played a key role in.
As our jury goes into a huddle to recognize the people,
it's an assembly line of brilliance,
who have redefined excellence.
Every single one of these nominees are somebody who've just done these really incredible feats.
India's most distinguished faces, identifying the invincible icons. Who will be crowned Indian of the Year 2025? RP Sanjeev Goenka Group presents CNN-News18 Indian of the Year 2025. Coming soon. This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Breaking news coming in right at the top of this hour. US President Donald Trump reiterated his claims that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has assured him that India would stop procuring Russian crude, adding that he also spoke with the Indian leader regarding this issue and also on trade. Speaking to reporters during Diwali celebrations at the Oval Office in the White House, he said that PM Modi also wants an end to the 2.5-year-old war in Ukraine. Listen in to what the US President has to say.
Please, thank you. We stand great, and the people of India, I love the people of India, and we're working on some great deals between our countries. I spoke to Prime Minister Modi today, as I mentioned before, and we just have a very good relationship. And he's not going to buy much oil from Russia. He wants to see that war end as much as I do. He wants to see the war end with Russia, Ukraine. And as you know, they're not going to be buying too much oil. So they've cut it way back, and they're continuing to cut it way back.
And CNN-News18 Siddhant Mishra joins us on this broadcast. Siddhant, a very good morning to you. Could you help us understand the details about that conversation that played out between Prime Minister Modi and President Donald Trump? Also, what all did they discuss?
Well, that's right. So this is what President Trump has said. In fact, he again says that I love the people of India. We're working on some great deals between our countries. I spoke to Prime Minister Modi today, and we just have a very good relationship. He also says that he's not going to buy oil. He wants to see the war end as much as I do. So, Kanya, Prime Minister Modi has always, supported U.S. in its efforts to stop the conflict, whether it's a conflict in Ukraine or a conflict in West Asia. In fact, Prime Minister Modi also congratulated President Trump for the ceasefire in West Asia. So definitely, India has always been in support of President Trump's policies when it comes to stopping war. In fact, that is exactly what President Trump has said, that he wants to see the war between Russia and Ukraine to end.
But the invincible define an era. Witness the unveiling of India's invincible icons on a stage that crowns greatness. CNN-News18 India of the Year 2025, coming soon.
Welcome back. Return with breaking news coming in from Karnataka after expressing his displeasure over Karnataka BJP MPs not raising their voice over alleged injustice to the state. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah remarked BJP Lok Sabha MP Tejasvi Surya called him Amavas, which refers to black or dark, and that's the comment that's come in. It's a personal jibe being taken by Chief Minister of Karnataka Siddaramaiah. This even as celebrations of Deepavali took over Karnataka, politics also taking center stage. Chief Minister launching the sharp attack on Bengaluru BJP MPs, and this pointed remark coming in against Tejasvi Surya. Listen in.
ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಓಟ್ ಹಾಕೋದು ಒಂದು ದಿನ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕಕ್ಕೆ ಅನ್ಯಾಯ ಆಯಿತು, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಹಣ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಕೇಳಕ್ಕಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ದಿನ ಮಾತಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರು ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ಬ ಸೌತ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂ ಪಿ ಯಾರೋ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಅಮಾವಾಸ್ಯೆ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀನಿ ನಾನು ಅವನಿಗೆ. ಸೂರ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಂತ್ರಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಈ ಅಮ್ಮ ಯಾರವರು ಶೋಭಾ ಕರಂದ್ಲಾಜೆ, ಒಂದು ದಿನ ಬಾಯಿ ಬಿಡಲಿಲ್ಲ.
Okay, so that's the pointed comment that's come in from Chief Minister Siddaramaiah against Tejasvi Surya, calling him Amavas. But do remember, this is coming at a time that we're already hearing both from the CM and the Deputy Chief Minister launch these kind of attacks on Bengaluru BJP MPs. While speaking at the foundation laying ceremony in Gandhinagar for one of the projects, the Chief Minister lashed out at BJP MPs representing Bengaluru and alleged that they haven't raised their voice in New Delhi over the state's long pending dues. So once again, levelling allegations of stepmotherly treatment and then making this kind of pointed criticism towards BJP MPs from Bengaluru. And and also asked voters, in fact, urged voters to punish these BJP MPs in the next elections. The Chief Minister accusing the union government of discriminating against Karnataka, also taking on the Prime Minister, spoke of how on the outside, the Prime Minister has made certain promises but has sidelined Karnataka. Those were some of the allegations levelled by Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. Going across to Rohini Swami, who joins us with more details. Rohini, a couple of things have been said both by the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister, once again raising the issue of alleged stepmotherly treatment by the central government. But this is a pointed remark made against Tejashwi Surya. Give us more context. Rohini? Okay, not sure if Rohini is through. We'll just reconnect that line with her. But like I rightly pointed out, it is not just the Chief Minister who's made these claims, level these allegations in the recent. Even DK Shivkumar, the Deputy Chief Minister, said that BJP MPs have turned their backs on cities' urgent infrastructural needs. Speaking of infrastructure, it's also coming at a time, we're seeing this back and forth at a time that some of the business leaders, top business leaders, prominent faces of Bengaluru have been raising questions about the civic issues that the people continue to face in all of Bengaluru. Rohini is back with us on the phone line. Rohini, I was meaning to ask you about greater context with regards to this one pointed allegation that's been levelled or claim that's been made by Chief Minister Siddaramaiah against Tejashwi Surya, because a lot of BJP MPs have been attacked. Personal jibes have come in both from the CM and the Deputy Chief Minister, but this is with regards to one BJP MP alone. Give us more context.
Well, this is not the first time that we have actually seen Chief Minister attacking not just Bengaluru South, the BJP MP Tejashwi Surya, as well as Bengaluru North MP Shobha Karanlaje. But he has also been time and again saying that very specifically that BJP MPs have not raised their voices, neither in the Parliament nor from Karnataka, nor with the Prime Minister, but specifically targeting Tejashwi Surya and calling him Amavasya Surya is because he says that he is claims to be the loudest voice from Karnataka. Then why is it that Karnataka even has the highest GST collection but is not getting its fair share from the centre? Even if it comes to issues of floods, it comes to issues when it comes to grievances, why is it that the BJP MPs are not raising their voices? So this is not just a tussle between Siddaramaiah and the BJP MPs here in the state. It's also a direct tussle between Siddaramaiah and the centre and taking on Prime Minister Modi on various issues. Because you've seen this also when it came to the issues of the guarantees as well, saying that the fact that Anna Bhagya, which is a rice, where the component of rice is given, free rice is given to people, there also the state contribution, Siddaramaiah had alleged that the centre was not giving their part of portions and they had to balance it with other pulses.
Okay, many thanks, Rohini, for joining us with all those details. Let's see how the BJP responds to all of this criticism coming in from the top brass in Karnataka. Congress heading into a very quick breather with that. We'll be right back.
Co-powered by. This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Breaking news coming in right at the top of this hour. US President Donald Trump reiterated his claims that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has assured him that India would stop procuring Russian crude, adding that he also spoke with the Indian leader regarding this issue and also on trade. Speaking to reporters during Diwali celebrations at the Oval Office in the White House, he said that PM Modi also wants an end to the 2.5-year-old war in Ukraine. Listen in to what the US President has to say.
Well, we stand great, and the people of India, I love the people of India, and we're working on some great deals between our countries. I spoke to Prime Minister Modi today, as I mentioned before, and we just have a very good relationship. And he's not going to buy much oil from Russia. He wants to see that war end as much as I do. He wants to see the war end with Russia, Ukraine. And as you know, they're not going to be buying too much oil. So they've cut it way back, and they're continuing to cut it way back.
And CNN-News18 Siddhant Mishra joins us on this broadcast. Siddhant, a very good morning to you. Could you help us understand the details about that conversation that played out between Prime Minister Modi and President Donald Trump? Also, what all did they discuss?
Well, that's right. So this is what President Trump has said. In fact, he again says that I love the people of India. We're working on some great deals between our countries. I spoke to Prime Minister Modi today, and we just have a very good relationship. He also says that he's not going to buy oil. He wants to see the war end as much as I do. So, Sukanya, Prime Minister Modi has always, supported U.S. in its efforts to stop the conflict, whether it's a conflict in Ukraine or a conflict in West Asia.
Nominees for the award this year are just simply brilliant. I think it's an assembly line of brilliance.
Incredible. I'm in awe, I'm inspired, and I honestly don't know who to choose.
We had a really tough time to decide. Indians are making it on the global stage, and I believe that whatever happens happens for the best.
We're going to have a really tough time ahead of us to really pick winners.
Welcome back. We now return with breaking news coming in. The wheels of the chopper in which President Draupadi Murmu travelled to Pampa got stuck in concrete after she landed, and these are visuals of the same that you see on your screens as well. She landed at Pramadam after this, and this is from there by road she travelled to Pampa. After the president left, the police and fire force officials were seen pushing the chopper. President Murmu's helicopter getting stuck on freshly laid concrete helipad after landing at Pramadam is the latest bit of breaking news coming in, and you see those visuals on your screens as well. Going across to Neetu Regokumar, who joins us with more details. What's the latest situation looking like, Neetu?
See, this incident happened after the president landed at in her chopper at Pramadam, from where she had to travel to Pampa and then to Sannidhanam in Sabrimala. It was a hilly terrain. She was supposed to land in Nilekil, the base camp, but due to the weather conditions, the rains, last night it was shifted to Pramadam, and that's when what we understand that newly concrete was laid, and it was not really. The work just finished by this morning, so that is how it got stuck, is what we are understanding. After the president left, we saw the police and the fire force officials pushing this so that it will not get stuck further, because once the concrete sets in, it will become extremely difficult. Now she's at Pampa in the at Sabrimala, and from there she will be going to Sannidhanam through the vehicle arranged by the Devisam department.
Okay, now you're telling us how she's going to be travelling to Sannidhanam in a convoy. Do we have more details of the kind of security arrangement in place as well, Neetu, because of this last-minute change?
No, this was a plan B of the officials if the Nilekil didn't work, and earlier also it was a plan that she will reach the Pampa base camp. From there, she will go further to Sannidhanam, and this will be in a vehicle. The trial runs have been happening yesterday and day before related to this. They have taken the permission from the High Court also to to travel this way and use vehicle. Normally, vehicles are not used in this road.
Okay, many thanks, Neetu, for joining us with all those details. Shifting our focus now to more breaking news coming in. New York City mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani once again criticized Prime Minister Narendra Modi during his Diwali outreach to the Hindu-American community. He said he grew up in India, in an India that celebrated pluralism. So this is Zohran Mamdani. Visited several Hindu temples for the Festival of Lights. Then went on to criticize Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his party. Going across to Akanksha Sarup, who joins us with more details. Akanksha, what more do we know about potshots taken by Zohran Mamdani against Prime Minister Modi?
Christine, we all know that he was reaching out to the Indian American community on the occasion of Diwali, where he said that his criticism of Prime Minister Modi and the BJP is based on their vision of an India that seems to have only room for certain kind of Indians. Pluralism is something to celebrate, something that is to strive for. And we all know that he's been running to be the mayor of New York City. And there is a history to his remarks because after Mamdani won the Democratic mayoral primary earlier this year, we all know that there was a viral video that had resurfaced where he's seen accusing Prime Minister Modi for the 2002 Gujarat riots, claiming that Muslims were eradicated from the region. In that clip, he's also alleged that violence left Muslims feeling invisible and people don't even believe that we exist anymore. He's in fact also referred to Prime Minister Modi and even the Israeli Prime Minister as war criminals when he was asked if he would ever appear along with the Indian Prime Minister in New York. So there is also a deliberate sort of effort being made to reach out to the Indian American community by making such statements. We all
not
know
for the first time. He's made these kind of claims in the past too. Akanksha, we'll have to leave it on that note. Need to cut across to a breaking news response coming in from BJP MP Tejashwi Surya.
परेशान है, त्रस्त है, गुस्से में है। डबल इंजन की सरकार में केवल भ्रष्टाचार, अपराध बढ़ा, पढ़ाई, दवाई, कमाई, सिंचाई के मामले में फेल रहा। लोग जो है गरीबी, महंगाई से परेशान हैं, पलायन से परेशान हैं, बेरोजगारी से परेशान हैं। और इससे पहले हमने जो प्रण लिया था और आप लोगों के सामने अपने संकल्प को साझा किया था, घोषणाएं की थी, इस सरकार ने उस घोषणाओं की भी, हमारे प्रण की भी नकल की। वो सबको पता है, किसी से छुपा हुआ नहीं है। माई बहन मान योजना के कार्ड में इन लोगों ने 10,000 रुपए बांटने का काम किया, एक रिश्वत के तौर पर बांटने का काम किया। उधार जो है इन्होंने दिया, बल्कि अमित शाह जी ने तो खुद ही कहा कि ये सीड मनी है, यानी उधार है। उधार मतलब ये 10,000 की भी वसूली लोग करेंगे। अब 10,000 में कौन सा व्यवसाय लोग शुरू कर सकते हैं, श्री अमित शाह जी बता सकते हैं। लेकिन आज आप लोगों के बीच जैसे हमने पहले एक ऐतिहासिक घोषणा की थी, वो घोषणा यानी जिन परिवारों के पास सरकारी नौकरियां नहीं हैं, उन परिवारों में एक सरकारी नौकरी हमारी सरकार बनने पर दी जाएगी। यानी 20 दिनों के अंदर हम लोग अधिनियम बनाएंगे, कानून बनाएंगे और 20 महीने में इस प्रक्रिया को जो है पूर्ण करेंगे। आज आप सब लोग यहाँ आए हैं, मुझे बड़ी खुशी हो रही है। ये एक ऐतिहासिक पल है, जो एक ऐतिहासिक घोषणा हम करने जा रहे हैं। ये हमारा प्रण है और जो कह रहे हैं वो ज़रूर ये होगा और कर करके हम लोग दिखाने का काम करेंगे। आप सब लोग जानते हैं जीविका दीदियां का जितना शोषण हुआ है इस सरकार में, शायद ही कहीं हुआ होगा। जितना इस्तेमाल इन लोगों को किया गया है, जितना अन्याय जीविका दीदियों के साथ किया गया है, और कहीं नहीं किया गया। तो आज हम लोग कई जिले हम लोग घूम कर के आए थे यात्रा में, और हर जगह जीविका दीदियों की समूह हमको मिलती थी, अपना मेमोरेंडम देती थी, और ये उनको उम्मीद थी कि तेजस्वी जब आएंगे तो आप ये ज़रूर आप कीजिएगा सरकार में आने के बाद। सभी जीविका दीदियों के प्रति हमारा सम्मान है और हक दिलाना, न्याय करना हमारी जिम्मेवारी है। उन सभी जीविका दीदियों की बात को सुनकर के हम लोगों ने राय मशवरा करके, अध्ययन करके, साइंटिफिक तौर पर हम लोगों ने निर्णय लिया है कि जितनी जीविका सीएम दीदियां हैं, यानी कम्युनिटी मोबिलाइजर्स हैं, उन सभी सीएम दीदियों को स्थायी कर उन्हें सरकारी कर्मचारी का दर्जा देकर उनके वेतन को 30,000 प्रति माह हम लोग करेंगे। ये कोई मामूली घोषणा नहीं है, ये कई वर्षों से हमारी जीविका दीदियों की मांग रही है कि जीविका दीदियों को स्थायी किया जाए। आज कोई काम होता है गांव में, देहात में, शहरों में, बिना जीविका दीदी के वो काम संपन्न नहीं हो पाता। लेकिन उनको मिलता क्या है? कुछ नहीं। तो इसलिए हम लोगों की जवाबदेही है, जिम्मेदारी है। ये सरकार तो किसी का सुनता नहीं। रिटायर्ड अधिकारी हो, भ्रष्ट अधिकारी हो, भ्रष्ट सरकार हो, इनको इन लोगों के दुख से कोई लेना देना नहीं। आज हम कह रहे हैं कि जितनी जीविका दीदी, जितनी सीएम दीदियां हैं, उनको स्थायी किया जाएगा और 30,000 रुपये प्रति माह हमारी सरकार बनने पर उन जीविका सीएम दीदियों को दिया जाएगा। जीविका समूह की दीदियों द्वारा लिए गए लोन के सूद को माफ करा जाएगा। यानी अब तक जितना समूह, जितनी जीविका दीदी लोन ली है, जो उनका इंटरेस्ट है, उसको इंटरेस्ट को हम लोग जो है माफ जो है करने का काम करेंगे। जीविका समूह की दीदियों को 2 वर्ष तक ब्याज मुक्त ऋण दिया जाएगा। यानी 2 वर्षों तक जितनी जीविका दीदी है या समूह है, उनका जो ब्याज मुक्त ऋण जो है 2 सालों तक हम लोग दिलवाने का काम करेंगे। जीविका समूह की दीदियों को अन्य सरकारी कार्यों के निष्पादन के लिए प्रति माह 2,000 भत्ता जो है वो भी दिया जाएगा। कई एक्स्ट्रा काम होता है, वो भी जो है जीविका दीदियों द्वारा जो है सरकार लेती है, करवाती है। तो उसके अलावा भी जो जीविका दीदियां जितनी हैं, जो काम करती हैं, दिन रात मेहनत करती हैं, इस महंगाई में उनको कुछ नहीं मिलता, इसलिए उन जीविका दीदियों को हम लोग कार्य के लिए प्रति माह 2,000 रुपया हम लोग जो है देने का काम करेंगे। जीविका कैडरों का जितना कैडर है, जीविका दीदियों का कैडर है, 5 लाख रुपए तक का बीमा सरकार जो है कराने का काम करेगी। 5 लाख तक का उनका बीमा सरकार जो है कराएगी। CLF, VO एवं समूह के अध्यक्ष एवं कोषाध्यक्ष को भी मानदेय जो है दिया जाएगा। माई बहन मान योजना के तहत तो हमने पहले भी कहा कि ये कोई कर्ज नहीं होगा। प्रति माह 2,500, सालाना 30,000 और 5 साल का 1.5 लाख रुपया माई बहन योजना के तहत अपने माई और बहनों को जब तेजस्वी की सरकार बनेगी, महागठबंधन की सरकार बनेगी, तो लोगों को जो है दिया जाएगा। और हमने पहले भी अनाउंसमेंट किया है बहनों के लिए, महिलाओं के लिए, कि बेटी योजना, माँ योजना हम लोग लाएंगे। बेटी योजना का बी से बेनिफिट, ई से एजुकेशन, टी से ट्रेनिंग और आई से इनकम। यानी जब से हमारी बच्चियां पैदा होती हैं इनकम तक उनके लिए अलग से एक प्रोग्राम चला जाएगा, पढ़ाई की, ट्रेनिंग की और इनकम दिलाने तक की ये व्यवस्था उन माँ बहनों को हम लोग कराने जाएंगे। माँ योजना भी हम लोग लाएंगे। माँ योजना एम से मकान, ए से अन्न और ए से आमदनी। यानी महिला जिनके पास मकान नहीं है उनको मकान की व्यवस्था कराई जाएगी, अन्न की व्यवस्था कराई जाएगी और आमदनी की भी व्यवस्था कराई जाएगी। हम लोगों को अब बिहार की ज़रूरत है आर्थिक न्याय, और आर्थिक न्याय हम लोग जो है बिहार के लोगों के साथ हम लोग करेंगे। अब सबसे बड़ी बात, दूसरी सबसे बड़ी घोषणा आज की जो ऐतिहासिक घोषणा होने जा रही है, जितना आपके संविदा कर्मी हैं, संविदा कर्मियों के साथ जो शोषण होता है, जो नुकसान हो रहा है, जो परेशान घूम रहे, सारा काम संविदा कर्मी के जरिए जो है कराया जाता है। सरकारी जो है आउटसोर्स्ड कंपनियों को दे देती है, आउटसोर्स जो है काम कराया जाता है, दिन भर उनका शोषण कराया जाता है। क्या क्या नुकसान होता है आप सब लोगों को बता दें। कभी भी बिना कारण बताए सेवा उनकी समाप्त कर दी जाती है। इतना दिन से आप, सालों से आप सेवा ले रहे हैं और जब चाहे कंपनियां संविदा कर्मी को बाहर कर सकती है बिना कारण बताए। वेतन से हर महीने 18% जो है जीएसटी जो है वो काटा जाता है। महिला कर्मियों को जो 2 दिन जो लीव मिलना चाहिए वो नहीं दिया जाता है। पूरा सरकारी तंत्र इन्हीं कर्मियों पर टिका हुआ है, परंतु जॉब सिक्योरिटी और वेतन सिक्योरिटी इन संविदा कर्मियों के पास नहीं है। अब उर्मिला जैसी प्राइवेट एजेंसी बेल्ट्रॉन एवं अन्य माध्यम से लगभग 1.5 से 2 लाख कर्मियों की सेवा सरकार लेती है, लेकिन उनके साथ न्याय नहीं कर पाती। जितने भी संविदा कर्मी हैं, चाहे किसी भी मंत्रालय के हों, आउटसोर्स्ड हो, जिला में हो, हमारी घोषणा ये है कि प्रदेश में कार्यरत सभी संविदा कर्मियों को स्थायी किया जाएगा। बिहार के विभिन्न विभागों में बेल्ट्रॉन जैसी विभिन्न एजेंसियों के माध्यम से संविदा पर काम कर रहे संविदा कर्मियों के लिए ये ऐतिहासिक निर्णय हम लोगों ने लिया है और ये ज़रूर हम लोग करेंगे। शारीरिक, मानसिक और आर्थिक तौर पर जो झेल रहे हैं ये संविदा कर्मी, अब एक झटके में इनको स्थायी किया जाएगा और मानसिक, शारीरिक, आर्थिक तनाव और शोषण से झेल रहे सभी लोगों को इन तीनों चीज़ों से मुक्त किया जाएगा और स्थायी सरकारी कर्मी का दर्जा हम लोग दिलाने का काम करेंगे। अब ये होता क्यों है? जो भ्रष्ट अधिकारी हैं वो कंपनियों को देकर के केवल कमीशन खोरी की वजह से, यानी सरकार को जरूरत है इन कर्मियों की, पद जो है सृजन किया जा सकता था, लेकिन सरकार ने नहीं किया। जितना पैसा बजट का इन एजेंसी कंपनियों को जो जाता है और जितना एक व्यक्ति का तय होता है उस अनुसार, वो आधा भी इन कर्मियों को नहीं मिलता, यानी कमीशन खोरी में चला जाता है। तो कमीशन खोरी मुक्त बिहार प्रदेश बने, अपराध मुक्त बिहार प्रदेश बने, भ्रष्टाचार मुक्त हमारा प्रदेश बने, इस हिसाब से हम लोगों ने निर्णय लिया है। बजट का पैसा तो जा ही रहा है संविदा कर्मियों को, लेकिन उसमें असली मलाई कौन खा रहा है, कमीशन खोरी कौन कर रहा है? सरकार में बैठे हुए लोग कर रहे हैं और वैसी कंपनियां जो है वो कर रही है, एजेंसियां जो है वो कर रही है। तो ये हम सब लोग जो है करेंगे। और सरकार ऐसी जितनी भी हायरिंग एजेंसी को करती है 18% जीएसटी भी काटती है। इससे अच्छा तो उनको जो है परमानेंट ही क्यों नहीं कर दिया जाता? हो सकता है, एकदम हो सकता है, किया जा सकता है। तो बिना अध्ययन के हम लोग जो है कोई काम करते नहीं। तो आज हमको लगा कि इस ऐतिहासिक क्षण को हम लोग जो है आप लोगों के समक्ष जो है रखें। ये कोई मामूली निर्णय नहीं है। चाहे जीविका दीदी के सीएम जितनी हो उनको स्थायी तौर पर जो है करना हो, लगभग 1.5-2 लाख के आसपास जो है सीएम है। सीएम कम्युनिटी मोबिलाइजर जो होती है, जो अपना लोन देती है, जो जीविका दीदी के समूहों को इंटरेस्ट के तौर पर 1.5 से 2 लाख जो भी है संख्या, उन सब को हम लोग स्थायी देंगे। और जितनी जीविका दीदी या समूह है जो लोन लेती है, उन्होंने जितना अभी तक लोन लिया है, जो इंटरेस्ट के साथ जो चुकाना है, उन इंटरेस्ट को भी हम लोग माफ़ करेंगे। 5 लाख रुपए तक का सभी का बीमा कराया जाएगा। ये सारा काम हम लोग जो है करने जा रहे हैं और ये ऐतिहासिक घोषणा है। पहले भी आप लोगों को पता होगा, संविदा पे नियोजित शिक्षकों लोग 2012-11 से लगातार मांग करते रहे, लाठी खाते रहे कि नियोजित शिक्षकों को जो है राजकीय कर्मी का दर्जा दिया जाए, समान काम समान वेतन। उस समय के उप मुख्यमंत्री रहे सुशील कुमार मोदी जी ने कहा था ये हो ही नहीं सकता है, असंभव है। और इस सरकार ने डबल इंजन की कभी भी इस पे कार्रवाई नहीं की। जब तेजस्वी 17 महीने उप मुख्यमंत्री था, 17 महीने की सरकार थी महागठबंधन की, तो उन 17 महीनों में जितने नियोजित शिक्षक 4.5 लाख थे, उनको हम लोगों ने राजकीय कर्मी का दर्जा दिया। यानी तेजस्वी को प्रमाण देने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। तेजस्वी जो कहता है वो करता है, और जो कह रहे हैं वो हम करेंगे। तो इसमें कोई कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ नहीं चलेगा। इन महंगाई के दौर में आर्थिक न्याय हम लोग करके रहेंगे। अगर इस विषय से 1 करोड़ का हिसाब किताब दिए क्या वो 10,000 करोड़, हम तो आपको बजट का बताए थे, उसका तो हिसाब दिया ही नहीं। जो घोषणाएं उन्होंने की है, लगभग 7 लाख करोड़ से भी ऊपर की घोषणा कर दी। अब बिहार के पास अभी बचा हुआ है 1 लाख करोड़ रुपए। उसका जवाब मिला क्या? नहीं दे सकते ना। तो हम तो करेंगे ना, हम तो उदाहरण दे रहे हैं, हम तो कह रहे प्रमाण की जरूरत नहीं। नौकरी की बात आई तो कहाँ से देगा, वो करके दिखाया हमने। संविदा नियोजित शिक्षकों की बात आ रही थी तो क्यों नहीं हुआ? जब हम लोग आए सरकार में तो किए ना, और ये भी हम लोग करेंगे। जितने संविदा कर्मी हैं उनको भी परमानेंट किया जाएगा। तो और इन विषयों से अगर कोई सवाल है तो आप वो हम दे रहे हैं ना, हम देंगे। 14 नवंबर तक आप लोग इंतजार कीजिए। 20 दिनों के अंदर कानून बनेगा। 20 महीने में कोई ऐसा बिहार में परिवार नहीं होगा जिस परिवार में सरकारी नौकरी ना हो। और तेजस्वी केवल बिहार सरकार नहीं चलाएगा, तेजस्वी के साथ बिहार का हर एक परिवार बिहार सरकार चलाने का काम करेगा। कोई विवाद नहीं है। कल बात करेंगे, कल आप लोगों को सबका जवाब मिलेगा। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Tejasvi Yadav
organizing this press conference for the RJD. It was earlier supposed to be a joint press conference of the Mahagathbandhan parties, but it seems unlikely. There is no consensus within the alliance partners as far as the Mahagathbandhan is concerned. So there's this press conference by Tejasvi Yadav for the RJD alone, and he is going on to go ahead with certain promises that he is making to woo the women voters in Bihar. 30,000 per month for Jivika Didi scheme that has been announced by Tejasvi Yadav. And as far as that rift within the opposition bloc, he has refrained from answering that question really directly. We are yet waiting for that joint presser of the Mahagathbandhan, the Grand Alliance of India bloc in the state of Bihar. As we all know that there are quite a few seats where the alliance partners are seeing a friendly fight. At least that's how they choose to put it. That Congress and RJD fighting for the same seat together in a few of the constituencies, and that is where the NDA is taking a swipe at the Mahagathbandhan, talking about the infighting that refuses to die down, and that eventually is going to give a walkover for the NDA. At least that is what the NDA leaders are saying. Tejasvi Yadav, however, in fact, organizing their this press conference, talking about a triple NDA dole, 30,000 salary for Jivika Didi. This is Tejasvi's bid to woo the women voters in the state of Bihar. He is going on to claim that once the Mahagathbandhan comes into power, the government will be providing an insurance of up to 5 lakh for Jivika Didis. The Beti Yojana and My Yojana will also be launched, he says, and the government will assist the women in Bihar from the very birth of their child, also generating income for the people who are in Bihar. Remember earlier there was another plan that he had already announced, talking about how each and every family will have at least one member who will be employed, and that also in fact generated a lot of criticism on how the money is going to be provided for all of that. And the same question was asked of Tejasvi Yadav in this presser as well. My colleague Pallavi Ghosh is joining us to answer that for us. Pallavi, he's not directly answered the question of the rift. He's not directly, in fact, constructively answered the question of where is the money really going to come in for all of these schemes that he's announcing.
That's right. But that has been one big issue which has often been raised, that where will the money come in from? These are the kind of freebies which are being announced, and we know that Bihar has been asking for special funds, saying that there are many, there have been floods, there have been natural disasters, and Bihar requires additional assistance coming in from the centre. Now, if Tejasvi Yadav is pitching for the Mahagathbandhan to be able to form the government after the electoral results are out, this question will be asked of him, that one, where will the money come in from, and second, what guarantee can he give that these promises will be fulfilled. I think the BJP will make a stark comparison to states like Himachal Pradesh, Karnataka and even Telangana, where similar kind of promises were made by the Congress during the elections, but they have gone running to centre for more assistance, whether it was Karnataka, whether it was Himachal Pradesh, which has drawn this criticism from the BJP that just because the elections round the corner, there are promises which are made, very well knowing that they don't have the funds. Why should a centre be expected to finance the poll freebies being announced by the Mahagathbandhan?
Right, and also on the rift, he's not really said much, Pallavi.
Well, frankly speaking, there's really not much to say. There is Ashok Gehlot, Bhupesh Baghel, who are the observers for the Congress party, who have landed in Patna. Through the day, they're going to hold meetings. There are 11 key seats on which we are seeing a so-called not so friendly fight. In many of those seats, 5 to 6 of them is RJD versus the Congress party. In some of them, it's CPI versus the Congress party. And mind you, all of them are constituents of the Mahagathbandhan. How do you explain to the cadre that this is just a friendly fight? How do they know that beyond these 11 seats, they are actually supposed to join hands and fight against the BJP? Because these are spillover effects. So the task for Gehlot and Bhupesh Baghel will be to convince their own party candidates to withdraw from those areas where they are pitted opposite RJD. Similarly, this is what the Congress is going to expect from the RJD. But what if the Congress candidates remain defiant? What if they say, for example, we don't want to withdraw our candidature? They've already been given the party symbol. Will they go out and contest as an independent? Because that will be extremely damaging to the Mahagathbandhan. And as I just pointed out, on the ground, where the campaign still has to pick up, and I think it will post Chhath, that is what is the sense on the ground. The people are a little confused. Voters are confused. Who is the Mahagathbandhan? Where is the Mahagathbandhan?
Right, and Pallavi, the fact that Tejaswi decided to hold this press conference alone, and there was an earlier announcement that there is going to be a joint press conference by all the Mahagathbandhan parties. That hasn't happened. That has been postponed, and now there is this presser by the RJD. What is the message that he wants to send out?
Well, frankly speaking, there was not any scheduled Mahagathbandhan press conference. What they are looking at is a timeline of holding such a joint press conference once this issue of friendly fights is sorted out. But yes, you know, you're not normally seeing what is happening is a Mahagathbandhan is largely Akla Cholore. Tejaswi Yadav, of course, he's the biggest stakeholders within the alliance as far as the battle for Bihar is concerned. He's made those kind of announcements of money for women, jobs for everyone, because jobs are a big issue as far as Bihar goes. But one is looking at that one big joint campaign. You know, these kind of optics become very important, especially if you hear talk and speculation of a rift within the Mahagathbandhan. When a similar kind of a chatter was happening about the NDA as far as the Congress party was concerned, you saw the Home Minister Amit Shah go to a residence of Nitish Kumar, spend some time along with the other central BJP leaders like Dharmendra Pradhan, who is in charge, and also, you know, Nitish Kumar coming to drop him off in his courtyard to the car. It sending out a message that we are all in it together. You're not seeing a similar kind of a messaging or optics coming in from the Mahagathbandhan yet, thereby giving rise to this whole idea or narrative that not all is well within the Mahagathbandhan.
And absolutely, and one question still looms large, Pallavi, that of the chief ministerial face as far as Mahagathbandhan is concerned. Tejaswi wants that to be him, but certainly no consensus on that as well.
Yes, absolutely. You know, elections are becoming increasingly personality driven and everyone wants a kind of a clarity. Like in Bihar over here, the clarity from the NDA side is it's going to be Nitish Kumar. What happens next is something which no one is talking about. But I think Mr. Amit Shah made it very clear that Nitish Kumar is going to be the CM face and he is the sitting chief minister and we are asking for votes on the basis of his government. Now on the Mahagathbandhan, as I said, RJD 141 seats, they are the biggest stakeholder party as far as the Mahagathbandhan goes. Obviously, the cadre would want him to be officially named as the CM face of the Mahagathbandhan. But the dilemma for the Congress party is that how do you appease the cadre on one hand, who in any case are struggling for the existence, and second, at the same time, you don't further alienate your ally, which is Tejaswi Yadav. I think in the days to come, this is going to be certainly one of the most critical decisions which have to be taken by Rahul Gandhi.
And now about the welfare schemes that have been announced by Tejaswi. Once again, the fact that the impetus, the emphasis is on the women voters in Bihar this time around. The first announcement was to give jobs to at least one member of every family, Pallavi, and this time in fact, all eyes are, in fact, the RJD is going on to eye all the women voters, and that's the target audience as far as this presser really goes. And that's why the announcements, particularly for the ladies in Bihar.
Well, Nitish Kumar, his strongest point has been the large number of women voters, and that plus for the BJP, the Prime Minister's outreach to women is something which we are all very aware of. And that has always been one of the singularly most important reasons for the repeated success of the BJP, not just in Bihar, but in state after state, which is what the opposition parties and the Congress have tried to emulate. The Congress tried to do that in Karnataka, Himachal, Telangana as well. In Bihar, we've seen that promise being made just now by Tejaswi Yadav, money for women, more and more development for them, because that is what he is hoping to be a sway factor. Look, as far as the core Yadav votes are concerned, they are likely to back the RJD complete on. The Muslim vote is also deeply divided, with Owaisi now also stepping in. There's the Congress, there's the JDU. The women voters are the ones which the Congress party, the RJD, JDU, all of them are eyeing. And Tejaswi Yadav knows that they will be an important factor. You know, when I travelled through Bihar in the last 48 hours, everywhere people are talking about good roads, Bijli coming to the villages, but jobs remain a concern. Yes. And that is something which both Nitish Kumar and Tejaswi Yadav are promising.
Pallavi, do stay on with us. We have Mr. Pradeep Bhandari, spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, who is now with us on the broadcast. Mr. Bhandari, would want to understand from you what is the Bharatiya Janata Party's analysis, assessment of this announcement that's been made by Tejasvi now. Even as there is no consensus on seat sharing within the alliance partners as far as the Mahagathbandhan goes, these schemes are being doled out by the RJD alone.
Well, the women of Bihar are aware that only thing which the RJD, Lalu, Tejasvi and Congress can promise is Jungle Raj 2.0. Tejasvi Yadav till yesterday was criticizing 10,000 rupees deposited in the account of more than 1.2 crore women of Bihar. Tejasvi Yadav's party wanted to revoke Sharab Bandi. So the women of Bihar have seen that it is an anti-women alliance, and Tejasvi Yadav's promises will not stand to merit on the ground, because people of Bihar have experienced Lalu's Jungle Raj and they know Tejasvi might be a different name, but ultimately comes from the same clan, and the only promise that he can give to the women of Bihar is Jungle Raj 2.0. So whatever he promises, even Kejriwal had promised in Delhi. The result was women of Delhi coming with the NDA. So the women of Bihar know that credibility and delivery is what NDA of Narendra Modi, Nitish Kumar can do. Only fake promises is what Tejasvi Yadav or the opposition can make. But the larger point here is, till now Rahul Gandhi has not declared Tejasvi Yadav as the face. So even Rahul does not believe in Tejasvi's promises, because if he would have believed so, Pappu Yadav would have believed so, they would have declared Tejasvi as the official nominee of the opposition.
And that remains a contested point, and that nobody in the Mahagathbandhan is really willing to address. But Pradeep, I really want to understand from you, what is the NDA's plan of action now? We do see how very many senior leaders like Chirag Paswan, they have come on record, they're talking about how this gives a walkover pretty much to the NDA. And we're talking about this rift within the Mahagathbandhan. Is that the general consensus within the alliance?
Well, the general consensus on the ground in the minds of the people of Bihar is twofold. A, they know that delivery, credibility and execution on the ground has been done by the NDA under Narendra Modi, Nitish Kumar in the last 2 decades. And we are the alliance which can deliver. So there is a pro-incumbency on the ground is what we are seeing. At the same time, the Mahagathbandhan is a disunited house with nobody believing in Rahul Gandhi's leadership. At the same time, Rahul Gandhi not believing in Tejasvi's leadership. So we have seen historically that whenever the alliances are disunited, it is we get historic mandates. So we have a pro-incumbency. At the same time, we also have an anti-ism against the opposition, and in particular Tejasvi Yadav. So we are looking at a higher seat share and vote share than what we got last time.
One final thing before I let you go, Pradeep. This announcement that has been made by Tejasvi, particularly for Jivika Didis, he's not just trying to match up to the female voter outreach that the NDA has been doing. He has increased it 3 times over. He's also talking about giving a government job position to the Jivika Didis and the contractual workers. Will this get the BJP worried?
Well, the women of Bihar are solidly with the NDA. They have seen that Tejasvi Yadav's only promise is Jungle Raj 2.0 and taking and snatching the land of the poor of Bihar. He knows that he promised every household of Bihar a job. When he travelled across the length and the breadth of Bihar, everybody in Bihar understood it was land for job 2.0. Now women of Bihar are understanding that this man can only promise Jungle Raj 2.0, and he's reacting to the delivery and execution of NDA. So we are very confident we'll get a very good mandate in Bihar.
Right. Pradeep, thank you so much for all of that perspective. Let's now talk about Delhi's pollution crisis that has sparked a political battle between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party after Delhi's Environment Minister blamed Punjab for the toxic air that NCR is witnessing. Aam Aadmi Party countered by citing data showing a significant drop in Punjab's farm fires, which fell by 72.5% this year. Now, despite this, local emissions, particularly from firecrackers, dominated Delhi's pollution load after Diwali. Local pollution from vehicles and industry remains a major contributor. The stage 2 of the GRAP is already in place, which implements measures like dust control and curbing vehicles to tackle the ongoing crisis.
We'd like to congratulate the Delhi government for this big achievement of only an 11-point AQI increase. What do you attribute this to?
not increased, it has decreased to 11 point. I must tell you, last year it was 360 in the morning, 10 a.m. and today it is 356. And by 4 o'clock, I think we got another data also of today. I'm not aware of, I'm on a phone calls since that time must be at a 4 p.m. At 4 p.m. today, the latest AQI will be there. I personally believe that it will be also lesser than last year.
All right. So what do you attribute these factors to? Because you still
There are
maintain...
three big factors. So there are three big factors. One is the natural construction going on here in Delhi, the vehicular pollution. Though we are able to control few of those, and we are continuously doing this, but you would appreciate one thing. It is not a one-day problem. It is a problem from last 27 years. In last 10 years also, Aam Aadmi Party, during this last decade, I must say that this year had got the best maximum good days, the least AQI in this year. And also up to Diwali also, after celebrating Diwali with crackers, still the AQI is 4 point lesser than last year. 4 point lesser than last year.
So if you've managed this milestone, why attack the Aam Aadmi Party government for the Parali burning?
No, because Parali is burning there. Your TV is also showing. It's continuously burning, and Punjab government, Aam Aadmi Party government is forcing the farmers to burn this Parali. They do not want to burn this. The videos are there which where they are saying कि हम तो इस पराली को जलाना नहीं चाहते. Their face are their masked. They have covered their faces because they do not want to show their faces. Reason being, Aam Aadmi Party is forcing them to burn this parali. It is not that the Punjab Kisan want to burn that parali. And I must tell you that these days the people are getting extra money for parali. Nobody wants to sell it and nobody wants to burn it. But Aam Aadmi Party is forcing them to burn the parali.
So we strongly urge you to share the identity of those farmers, because this is the defense coming in from the Aam Aadmi Party. In a conversation we had with one of the Aam Aadmi Party leaders just a while ago, they are saying that you cannot trust the BJP either with data or even the evidence that they bring, and perhaps these are even fake farmers. How do you respond to that attack coming in?
अब उनके लिए फार्मर भी फेक है तो मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता. पंजाब में सत्ता करते हैं, पंजाब की सत्ता एंजॉय कर रहे हैं, पंजाब की पुलिस, पंजाब के हेलीकॉप्टर, पंजाब के जहाज एंजॉय कर रहे हैं और पंजाब के किसानों को फेक बता रहे हैं. बट व्हाट कैन आई डू? अगर आम आदमी पार्टी के लिए पंजाब के किसान भी फेक हैं तो व्हाट कैन आई डू? टेल मी.
ये बात बड़ी साफ है कि सरकार का डेटा और जो अलग अलग एप्स हम लोगों के फ़ोन में हैं उसके डेटा के अंदर बड़ा फ़र्क था. इतना फ़र्क था कि अगर सरकार का डेटा AQI जो है 400 दिखा रहा है तो बहुत सारे लोगों का डेटा जो है ये 1700 तक दिखा रहा था. इतना फ़र्क क्यों है सरकार को बताना चाहिए. ये बात गंभीर इसलिए है दोस्तों क्योंकि कोरोना के बाद ख़ास तौर पे ऐसे बहुत सारे लोग हैं, लाखों लोग हैं दिल्ली के अंदर जिसमें ज़्यादातर हिंदू हैं, जिन लोगों को थोड़ा सा भी पोल्यूशन बढ़ता है तो उससे सांस की तकलीफ हो जाती है और दम घुटने लग जाता है. अगर एक सरकार के तौर पे झूठा डेटा उन लोगों को दिया जाएगा तो हो सकता है सरकार के झूठे डेटा को देख के वो आज बाहर निकल जाएं काम पे, और हो सकता है कि उनकी इस कारण जो है तबीयत बहुत खराब हो जाए, मृत्यु भी हो सकती है.
ਕੀ ਕਰੀਏ, ਰਾਹ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ. ਸਰਕਾਰ ਤੇ ਬੜਾ ਕੁਝ ਕਰਦੀ ਆ. ਹੁਣ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਇਹਦਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਠੋਸ ਹੱਲ ਦੇ ਦੇ. ਪਰਾਲੀ ਸਾੜ ਕੇ ਲੈਣਾ ਕੀ ਆ. ਸਾਡੀ ਮੰਗ ਹੈ 6000 ਦੇ ਦਿਓ, ਅਸੀਂ ਇਕੱਠੀ ਕਰਵਾ ਕੇ ਪਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਬੰਨੇ ਲਾ देंगे. पराली साड़ना कोई सानू शौक थोड़ी है.
सरकार तो बहुत वादे करती है भी हम इसे संभालेंगे, पर हमें छोटे किसान को कुछ नहीं मिलता. हाँ, मुआवजा तो कहते हैं सरकार 5 से 7 हज़ार देंगे, पर देते कोई नहीं है. हमें छोटे किसान को तो कुछ मिलता ही नहीं ना.
साडी मजबूरी ये है जी, असीं माड़े आ. जिहड़ी सरकार है वो तगड़े लोकां दी आ. असीं माड़े करके साड़दे आ. जे साडे कोल भी पैसा होवे असीं ना साड़िए.
Let me take this across to my colleague Anshul Singh, who is joining us live from New Delhi. Anshul, there is some amount of ammunition with the Aam Aadmi Party now that they have data to support that there has been a considerable reduction in the farm fires emanating out of Punjab, and that is 72.5%. Are we hearing from the BJP over this?
Well, from the experience of covering the Aam Aadmi Party, definitely the data that is presented by the Aam Aadmi Party should be taken with a pinch of salt. This time around as well, yes, there could be a slight reduction in the number of stubble burning cases, and that is just because of the delayed burning season that has happened due to the floods that happened in Punjab, and now is the exact time when the stubbles are being burned down. as a person who has been reporting from the ground, let go of the numbers, let go of the politics. What I personally feel is that today is probably the worst AQI day out here in the national capital. I'll just try and show you in the visuals right behind me. This is the Akshardham temple and I'm reporting from the Akshardham flyover. The visibility is the worst this season. The feel of air is the worst of this season. It is very difficult to breathe. It is very difficult to speak, even to open eyes at this point in time. My eyes are watering at this point as I'm speaking. So even as the political blame games are underway, it is us, the citizens of Delhi, who are being forced to suffer in this toxic air. There is very little accountability that has been taken. The Aam Aadmi Party on one hand says that it has been able to manage the stubble burning situation in Punjab and has been able to reduce the number of incidents, but that is absolutely not true at this point, and that data should actually be taken with a pinch of salt. As I mentioned, that the stubble burning season, and we, our channel CNN-News18 has reported from on ground as well, that there is the stubble burning season has been delayed due to the floods that happened in Punjab, and it is in this season that finally yet again the stubble burning has started. Even if you look at the satellite images that are uploaded by NASA, in those satellite images as well, or across the borders of Punjab and on the international line of control as well, there is a significant increase of fire cases that can be seen from satellite images as well. So one thing is for sure, that stubble is being burned. There are local factors that are contributing to the pollution of Delhi as well. However, the work that should have been done by the central governments and by the state governments over the last 365 days, that has not been done this year as well, and hence the people of Delhi will continue to breathe in this very, very toxic air throughout the winter season as well.
Right, Anshul, do stay on with us. Pollution in Delhi continues to make headlines, like Anshul is mentioning. But remember, all of this is also happening after Diwali and right ahead of Chhath Puja. Now, this festival assumes special significance this particular year because of the Bihar elections being round the corner. The Yamuna River has come under scrutiny for its frothy, polluted waters, sparking claims and counterclaims over accountability. Delhi Chief Minister Rekha Gupta met with Prime Minister Narendra Modi yesterday to convey Diwali greetings and also to brief him on the development initiatives, the Clean Ganga campaign, the Clean Yamuna campaign, I beg your pardon, and the preparations for Chhath, emphasizing efforts to ensure a safe and clean environment for the festivities.
The celebrations of Diwali out here in the national capital are still mired in politics, but now all eyes are on the celebrations of the holy festival of Chhath. Year in and year out, we have seen that how the ghats of the national capital, specifically during the time of Chhath Puja, get frothed, and there is a lot of foam, toxic foam that gets collected. This time around, it seems like that the government is already taking proactive measures and is trying to make sure that the froth that has been a big political issue over here in the national capital for the past 3 to 4 years, that can be doused down as quickly as possible. In these visuals, you can see that the amount of froth that gathers over here has significantly reduced. One of the main reasons for that is the chemicals that are being sprayed over here by the civil defense volunteers and by the workers of the MCD. You can see in these visuals that these motorboats are just doing rounds over here that are actually spraying these chemicals to make sure that the froth that gets collected over here, that can actually be doused down. Also, if you could see, the gates of the dams have also been opened, which means that more water is flowing through this entire road, and it is making sure that the froth that gets stagnated over here, that can be reduced. Apart from this, if we talk about the improvements that have happened from the past few years, the toxic smell, the pungent smell that comes out of Yamuna, that pungent smell seems to have been reduced at this point in time. The preparations for the ghats are also underway at this point.
Anshul continues to be with us. Anshul, you have been there at the Yamuna Ghat and you've seen the kind of changes, the preparations that are underway right ahead of Chhath. Just take our viewers through it.
Well, yes, the preparations are underway for the festival of Chhath, and this time around the BJP government out here in the national capital wants to make sure that this Chhath Puja actually stays away from politics because of the upcoming elections in Bihar. And that is the reason why we are seeing some proactive measures that are being taken. These are all short-term measures that are being taken at this point in time. For example, the spraying of chemicals that are being done inside the water of Yamuna to make sure that the froth does not come up. Over the last few days, the froth had increased, which also became a political issue when we saw that the Aam Aadmi Party started to come out and target the BJP regarding the bad condition of Yamuna. To tackle that, short-term measures have been put forth. The dams have been opened, the water flow has been increased, chemicals are being sprayed in to remove the froth, ghats are being cleaned. Remember, the ghats got very, very dirty and unhygienic because of the floods that happened in the national capital during the season that has just gone by as well. So short-term measures are being taken. Long-term measures is something that the BJP has made tall claims about. They say that within the next 2.5 years, they will be able to change the entire look of Yamuna River. They'll make riverfronts, they'll make restaurants atop Yamuna as well. So tall claims have been made from the Bharatiya Janata Party. Yes, there is a slight improvement that have been seen on the ground, but short-term measures are something that has been taken at this point in time with the prime focus on Bihar elections and just to make sure that the Chhath festival that will be celebrated over here, that is not mired in controversies.
Right, absolutely. There has been politicking regarding this as well, because we do know when the Aam Aadmi Party government was in power in the national capital, it was heavily criticized for not having been they have not been able to do anything about cleaning of the Yamuna. In fact, the then Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal had to come on record and say that give me more time. It will take some time before we go ahead and make good the promises that we'd made before coming into power. What is happening now? Now that the AAP is in the opposition, they are daring the Delhi government officials to drink the Yamuna if it's so clean.
Well, if you look at the history of how the condition of Yamuna was over the last 10 to 15 years and the condition and compare it with the condition of the last 7 to 8 months, definitely there is a slight improvement that has been seen at this point in time, at least when it comes to the color of water. The color of water, which used to be absolutely pitch black, that has improved in some way, although it is still very, very dirty and it is still almost impossible to get inside that water. But the color of water has definitely changed. Yes, larger measures that should have been put in place by the previous governments, those measures were not put in, such as building of more sewage treatment plants or increasing the capacity of plants that are already in use. And Aam Aadmi Party constantly extended their goalpost. One election after the other, the former Chief Minister of Delhi came out and said that by the time the next election comes, he'll clean up Yamuna. By the time the next election comes, he'll clean up Yamuna. But that is something that did not actually translate onto the ground in any way or any manner. And now the BJP is saying that there is so much bad work that has been done by the previous governments that it is going to take some time for them to actually undo that bad work and then make sure that Yamuna is purified or cleaned in some sense. So the BJP government is asking for some time, much like what the Aam Aadmi Party government was asking for. It remains to be seen if at all the BJP government would stand tall on the tall promises that they have made over the last 6 to 7 months and the short targets that they have set. At this point in time, yes, there has been a slight improvement, but there are many factors that could be asserted to these improvements, such as the increased level of water flow and water being allowed to flow from the banks of Delhi, the dams being opened, which eventually results in improving the water quality for a short period of time. How much of an impact will it have on a longer term? That is something that remains to be seen. But capacity building is something that the Delhi government claims at this point in time that they are working upon. And over the next 2.5 years, they claim that they will be able to solve this issue of pollution in the holy river of Yamuna.
Anshul, thank you so much for all of that information. And on that note, we go into a very short break here on CNN-News18. News and updates continue on the broadcast.
Battle for Bihar's 243 seats. A verdict that India is watching closely. CNN-News18 is bringing together the top voices for succinct analysis and a panel with diverse viewpoints. Bihar elections decoded like no other. Elections equals CNN-News18.
Co-powered
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Breaking news coming in right at the top of this hour. US President Donald Trump reiterated his claims that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has assured him that India would stop procuring Russian crude, adding that he also spoke with the Indian leader regarding this issue and also on trade. Speaking to reporters during Diwali celebrations at the Oval Office in the White House, he said that PM Modi also wants an end to the 2.5-year-old war in Ukraine. Listen in to what the US President has to say.
Please, thank you. We stand great, and the people of India, I love the people of India, and we're working on some great deals between our countries. I spoke to Prime Minister Modi today, as I mentioned before, and we just have a very good relationship. And he's not going to buy much oil from Russia. He wants to see that war end as much as I do. He wants to see the war end with Russia, Ukraine. And as you know, they're not going to be buying too much oil. So they've cut it way back, and they're continuing to cut it way back.
And CNN-News18 Siddhant Mishra joins us on this broadcast. Siddhant, a very good morning to you. Could you help us understand the details about that conversation that played out between Prime Minister Modi and President Donald Trump? Also, what all did they discuss?
Well, that's right. So this is what President Trump has said. In fact, he again says that I love the people of India. We're working on some great deals between our countries. I spoke to Prime Minister Modi today, and we just have a very good relationship. He also says that he's not going to buy oil. He wants to see the war end as much as I do. So, Sukanya, Prime Minister Modi has always, supported US in its efforts to stop the conflict, whether it's a conflict in Ukraine or a conflict in West Asia. In fact, Prime Minister.
Nominees for the award this year are just simply brilliant. I think it's an assembly line of brilliance.
Incredible. I'm in awe, I'm inspired, and I honestly don't know who to choose.
We had a really tough time to decide. Indians are making it on the global stage, and I believe that whatever happens happens for the best.
We're going to have a really tough time ahead of us to really pick winners.
Welcome back. We are now getting in a big lead in connection with the Mehul Choksi extradition case. It is a big win for the Indian agencies as the Belgian court has now given a nod to India for the extradition of Choksi, saying that the charges are valid. And now Mehul Choksi is left with just one appeal. My colleague Ananya Bhatnagar is joining us on the broadcast. Ananya, the fact that Choksi is now left with just one appeal has increased India's chances to finally get him here, back to the country.
Well, absolutely. In fact, it's a big win for the Indian agencies as far as Mehul Choksi is getting back to India is concerned. Remember that he had challenged, in fact, the grounds of extradition before, in fact, the Belgian Court of Appeal, and very categorically the court held that the treaty between India and Belgium is something that is valid in nature. In fact, there were various claims that were made by Mehul Choksi's counsels that this is something that is politically motivated and is in order to honor, in fact, certain political relationships is what in fact had been argued by Mehul Choksi's legal team. However, that argument has been turned down by the Court of Appeal of Belgium. Remember, the Court of Appeal in Belgium is actually the second court, just like a high court in our country. And the final appeal lies in fact, the Court of Cassation, which is in fact the kind of a Supreme Court in Belgium. And now Mehul Choksi is left with only one appeal before the Court of Cassation. But whether or not that in that Mehul Choksi would succeed is something that we'll have to wait and watch for. Because remember that recently, in fact, Crown Prosecution Services from UK had actually visited India. They took a complete view of the Tihar jail and various other jails in order to actually get a hold of how people who are extradited to India would actually be treated. We are already seeing Tawur Rana, the 2611 mastermind, being kept in the Tihar jail, and in fact it was there was a letter also sent by in fact the MHA to the foreign agencies as far as Mehul Choksi and Nirav Modi are concerned. In Mehul Choksi's letter, it was assured to the UK authorities that he will be kept in a proper jail, and in fact proper facilities would also be provided to him. His medical needs would also be taken care of, and now finally in fact the court also stamping the kind of a process and in fact somewhere or the other paving a way for Mehul Choksi to be brought back to India.
Absolutely, Ananya. Thank you so much for all of that information. And with that, we go into a very short break. News and updates continue.
To be an invincible icon, you need 3 or 4 things. I think 1 is commitment, 2 is impact, 3 is courage.
The nominees this year, some of them were not a surprise, but many of them were a surprise, and I learnt a lot.
It is an honor from your side, where the story is rather larger when we see their specific fields at the entry points.
Who has worked selflessly and tirelessly in national interest, I think would be an invincible icon.
Co-powered by. This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Breaking news coming in right at the top of this hour. US President Donald Trump reiterated his claims that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has assured him that India would stop procuring Russian crude, adding that he also spoke with the Indian leader regarding this issue and also on trade. Speaking to reporters during Diwali celebrations at the Oval Office in the White House, he said that PM Modi also wants an end to the 2.5-year-old war in Ukraine. Listen in to what the US President has to say.
Please, thank you. We stand great, and the people of India, I love the people of India, and we're working on some great deals between our countries. I spoke to Prime Minister Modi today, as I mentioned before, and we just have a very good relationship. And he's not going to buy much oil from Russia. He wants to see that war end as much as I do. He wants to see the war end with Russia, Ukraine. And as you know, they're not going to be buying too much oil. So they've cut it way back, and they're continuing to cut it way back.
And CNN-News18 Siddhant Mishra joins us on this broadcast. Siddhant, a very good morning to you. Could you help us understand the details about that conversation that played out between Prime Minister Modi and President Donald Trump? Also, what all did they discuss?
Well, that's right. So this is what President Trump has said. In fact, he again says that I love the people of India. We're working on some great deals between our countries. I spoke to Prime Minister Modi today, and we just have a very good relationship. He also says that he's not going to buy oil. He wants to see the war end as much as I do. So, Sukanya, Prime Minister Modi has always, supported U.S.
Fierce battle for Bihar's 243 seats. A verdict that India is watching closely. CNN-News18 is bringing together the top voices for succinct analysis and a panel with diverse viewpoints. Bihar elections decoded like no other. Elections equals CNN-News18.
Welcome back. India's anti-corruption body, the Lok Pal, is facing criticism after issuing a tender for 7 BMW 3 Series cars, each worth nearly 70 lakh rupees, totaling close to 5 crore rupees. The tender also includes provisions for training drivers and staff. Congress has now raised questions on this, pointing out the irony of the Lok Pal requesting luxury vehicles when Supreme Court judges use modest sedans. Abhishek Manu Singhvi, reacting to this controversy, has criticized this move, recalling his role in Lok Pal's creation and calling it a tragic irony that the anti-corruption body now prioritizes luxury over legitimacy. We're now getting in a reaction by the Congress party again on the luxury car demand by the Lok Pal of India. The party leader Jairam Ramesh has now attacked the Lok Pal, calling it shock pal, further questioning what the investigations have initiated by the Lok Pal even.
ये लोकपाल नहीं रहा, ये तो शॉक पाल हो गया। शॉक पाल और शॉक पाल दोनों हो गया। 2012-13 में जो अन्ना हजारे, अरविंद केजरीवाल, इंडिया अगेंस्ट करप्शन, आरएसएस ने मनमोहन सिंह जी की सरकार के खिलाफ जो प्रचार किया था, लोकपाल चाहते हैं, लोकपाल होना जरूरी है, लोकपाल के बिना हमारा भविष्य सुरक्षित नहीं रहेगा, लोकपाल 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 का मंत्र जप रहे थे। और आज वो लोकपाल देखिए क्या कर रहा है, 7 BMW खरीदने का टेंडर निकाला है। ये क्या है, मुझे समझ में नहीं आता इन्होंने किया क्यों।
My colleague Ankur Sharma is now joining us live from the Lok Pal office in the national capital. Ankur, this is creating a lot of buzz and resonance. The Congress is going all guns blazing, attacking the Lok Pal of India, and they are not stopping it there. We had seen how earlier comments had trickled in, and this time it's Jairam Ramesh.
Yes, Griha. Basically, I just want to give you an update that Lok Pal office is closed from 18th till 26th. We were told that the office will reopen on 27th, so the vacations are going on. And I am just showing you the office. It is basically the back office belongs to Lok Pal, and 2-3 members sits there. The person who enters in the building belongs to Lok Pal, and the chairperson sits just next to the member's office. Importantly, this Lok Pal is basically was made to uphold the integrity in public life, to investigate corruption cases and ensure clean governance, and also to serve the public interest. But the now questions have been raised that what kind of public interest is in buying BMW 7 Series, that to a specific car, specific series of BMW ultra luxury car, and why not a regular car? What kind of public interest, financial access, why Lok Pal wants to invest so much money in just transportation? Why not a regular car? In fact, from top ministers, from Nirmala Sitharaman to Home Minister Amit Shah, everybody uses a regular car. Nirmala Sitharaman uses Ciaz, Home Minister Amit Shah uses Safari. So why Lok Pal and its member need BMW 3 Series, which is ultra luxury car, and importantly it comes with a massive wheelbase. It helps the passenger to sit very comfortably, and just to train their drivers, they have asked 7 days training. It is very clear that currently the drivers are driving normal non-automatic regular manual driven cars, and it is also important, they have asked through the tender that they need 7 days training for the drivers. So it is very clear that currently they are using the basic cars, and they want to upgrade to ultra luxury BMW cars. So it is very, very surprising for everyone, not only political parties but also for public, to understand that what kind of step Lok Pal wants to take, and how this will help to ensure in curbing the corruption cases and to reduce the pendency, how these cars will help Lok Pal in reducing the files which are lying inside the Lok Pal office and waiting to initiate actions. And according to the various tweets, if I tell you about the latest tweet, which was tweeted by former Home Minister Chidambaram and senior Congress leader also, he said that when honorable judges of the Supreme Court are provided modest sedans, why do the chairman and 6 members of Lok Pal require the BMW cars? So basically, the question is why these particular cars they want, why they want to spend so much public money. In fact, it is the irony. Now it is very tough for anyone to ignore the irony that how can their job is to basically secure the public money to put public interest the first place, and instead of that they are doing the financial excess. They are spending a lot on their transport and the cars, and it will cost around 5 crores. The total cost of the cars would be around 5 crores, and it will be obviously the taxpayers' money. It will go through the Lok Pal only, and the tender also talks about the delivery of that. They want immediate delivery of the cars.
Right, Ankur, thank you so much for that. In fact, our colleague Aman Sharma also spoke with Priyanka Chaturvedi over this indulgence by the Lok Pal of India. Let's hear Priyanka Chaturvedi. What are her views on this demand and this floating of a tender for 7 luxury vehicles by the Lok Pal of India?
Priyanka ji, the story we have broken earlier today morning that the Lok Pal of India is looking to buy 7 BMW cars, each of them worth nearly rupees 70 lakh. What do you make of this intended purchase, and what does this speak of the anti-corruption ombudsman of the country?
No, it's actually Lok Pal has converted itself into a joke pal. The reason by which it came into being was to check on corruption and to prioritize that we see minimal corruption. But imagine the people who are going to be fighting corruption cannot see, moving around without an expensive sedan, and that too, which is a foreign make. What does it also speak about? Prime Minister speaking at every forum about buying Swadeshi, and all our cabinet ministers. You cover the parliament, Amanji, and you see our own members of parliament. They come in these, humble sedans themselves. So for Lok Pal to believe that it is, in a league of its own, and it can dictate terms and buy cars worth 70 lakhs, it's literally a slap on the faces of all the Indian taxpayers who are looking at Lok Pal to probably curb the corruption issue that has plagued the country forever and ever. So I would just say that they've made a joke out of it, and I'm hoping that they would review your news break. Firstly, I believe it's your news break. So congratulate you that you're holding institutions to account, and this comes under accountability and transparency, and they would feel some shame and call back that tender that they have put out to buy these exclusive, luxury cars.
And Priyanka ji, also, though Lok Pal is an independent body and it's anti-corruption, ombudsman, the government has also been speaking a lot about, Swadeshi, going for Swadeshi goods and, austerity as well. I even see, top ministers and top secretaries, in Maruti or Tata cars.
Exactly. That's what I was telling you. Even if you come to the parliament, when you cover the parliament, you see all our ministers coming in that. You see that none of the members of parliament have the luxury of, getting a Indian taxpayer funded car for themselves, which is absolutely fine. I mean, not that I'm making a case for that. But it just says that if there is austerity being followed at every point and every step, where we are conscious about accountability, why is it that such statutory bodies that came into being to handle this kind of transparency are not following that?
With that, we are shifting our focus. After Bihar, the SIR exercise is now going to be conducted in West Bengal, and CNN-News18 has learned that the SIR mapping in West Bengal comparing 2002 and 2025 voter list is almost complete, except in Darjeeling and Jalpaiguri, where floods caused delays. Nearly 3.5 crore records were checked, with the state average match between 50 to 55%. Some districts show significant mismatches. Alipurdwar 53%, Kalimpong 65%, Malda 54%, Purulia 61% and Jhargram 51%, while North Kolkata stood at 55% and West Mednipur 52%. Also, North Parganas, North 25 or 4 Parganas matched only 41%, while West Bardhaman is below 40% in the backdrop of the SIR process. Now, the Election Commission will be holding another meeting in the national capital today, and all the chief electoral officers from across the country have been instructed to attend. The meeting will focus on the voter list revision process, which must be completed within the stipulated time framework.
Bihar SIR is still under the scrutiny of Supreme Court. As far as we know that there will be another hearing at Supreme Court. In West Bengal, the election dates are supposed to be announced by end of February. Election Commission is duty bound to come out with draft voter list of 2026 for entire India in either 5th or 6th of January.
Let me take this across to my colleague Kamalika Singh Gupta, who is now with us on the broadcast. Kamalika, while this key meeting is going to take place in some time, let's talk about that mismatch that the mapping has really found to have been in many areas in West Bengal. Is the TMC really saying anything about it? Are they deliberating upon it? Or it's just an anti-SIR exercise that should not be taking place in West Bengal?
See, let me first tell you that right now the mapping is over and within 2-3 days what we know is Jalpaiguri and also Darjeeling, the mapping will be over. What is concerning is that in this, mapping is basically a comparison between 2002 and 2025 voters list. Here the most discrepancy areas are North 24 Pargana, where it is 41%, Kuch Bihar, where it is 46%, and West Bardhaman, where the percentage is even below 40%. Now, what does this percentage means? It means that 40% of the entire roll that is presently there, that is equivalent to the names that was there in 2002. That means areas where there are 41% matching or 46% or more, less than 40% matching is there. Rest of the voters are new voters. Now, from 2002 to 2025, in so many years, a jump of more than 50%, how much practically feasible is it? That is where it is concerning. That is where the question is raised by the opposition, as the BJP from the very first was saying, as Shubhendu Adhikari was saying, that more than 1 crore voters' names will be deleted. Trinamool right now officially they have not reacted, but they have considered that SIR is nothing but a procedure to delete voters. That's what their perception is, and they are going to go all out with this, because they believe that whatever the election commission is doing, that is at the behest of BJP. That's what Trinamool version is. But if we see the data, this data is really concerning. Now let's take Kuch Bihar. Kuch Bihar, the data is 46%. That means the rest of the voters whose names are there in now voter list, they are new. So more than 50% voters are new. That is a question. Now Kuch Bihar is also a district which is a bordering district. Come to North 24 Pargana, very crucial district, and 33 seats are there. It is 33 constituencies are there. It is the largest district in Bengal, which decides the fate of Bengal. There also 41% is a very, very concerning data. So definitely the SIR politics will go, the war of words is going. Today the CEOs are meeting, the EC in Delhi. All the CEOs are meeting. Any time from now SIR will be implemented. So this mapping is a very concerning feature that has come up.
Right, Kamalika, thank you so much for all of that information. And from West Bengal, we're shifting our focus. We're getting some breaking news on the broadcast. The 2019 to 2020 state audit report of the Guruvayur Devaswam board has now highlighted several procedural lapses. The audit report says, and this is what has been found out when the data was looked into between 2019 to 2020, that the expenditure in that time period and the income, there was a difference in that income and expenditure. This points fingers at unscientific budgeting, and physical verification of gold and silver of the Devaswam board has not been conducted every year. This is also something that has been learnt. The audit also asked the board to conduct this every year. Valuable items received at the temple have not been accounted for properly, and the 2,000 kilograms of vessel worth 15 lakh rupees donated to the temple by the Palakkad native in 2002 is not included anywhere in the accounts. So several discrepancies, that is what this audit report has found out, and this is particularly looking at the expenditure and the income between 2019 and 2020. One key factor that is missing is the donation, the vessel that was donated to the temple authorities by a Palakkad native. This happened in 2002. This was a 2,000 kilogram worth of gold vessel, and that was worth 15 lakh rupees. It was donated in 2002, but no mention of that donation has been made in that entire audit as far as 2019 and 2020 expenditure and income list is concerned, and this is what the audit report has found. And several of these discrepancies also talk about how there has been unscientific spending, because there is a difference between income and expenditure that has in fact raised fingers at the budgeting as well as far as the temple board is concerned. So now the Guruvayur Devaswam board is being looked at for why these discrepancies have come to fore. So there's a lot of accountability that they need to, a lot of questions that they need to answer after this audit report has unraveled these truths. Physical verification of gold and silver by the Devaswam board was not conducted every year. This was done on whim, is what the audit report has found out. At least 2019 and 2020, there was no verification, no audit and physical verification that was conducted. Remember, all of this is in the wake of the theft that the Sabrimala temple has really seen, and now the Devaswam board is in the dock after this audit report. Details have come out. A lot of things that have been made a mention of as far as the procedural lapses are concerned, and this is the audit report between the year 2019 to 2020. That's the time span that the auditors were looking at, and this is the report of the Guruvayur Devaswam board. Several discrepancies have come to fore. Physical verification of gold and silver has not been done every year. One of the key donations that were made to the temple, which was a 2,000 kilogram gold vessel by a Palakkad native, it was worth 15 lakh rupees or more. There is no mention of that vessel in that, in fact, income expenditure report that has been made by the Devaswam board, and this is what the audit now really has found out. My colleague Neetu Regukumar will throw more light on how much of this is going to be impacting the Devaswam board. Neetu?
Now, see, this is a 2019-2020 audit report, at least 5 years back. So that is what the Devaswam board officials are also saying. And according to them, they have already filed a detailed affidavit before the High Court, and audit objections were also given. What they are saying is that these are all procedural lapses, none of the or what is being pointed out, and they say that all that is being given for the Devaswam board, which has been given by the devotees, everything is there in the Devaswam board, in the temple itself. What they are saying is that these were procedural issues that were raised in this audit report, and audit objection has also been filed, and they have also filed a detailed report before the Kerala High Court in this matter.
Right, Neetu. Thank you so much for all of that information. And with that, we're shifting our focus. We'll keep an eye on this story, of course, but right now on to some news from the film industry. We're learning that Bollywood stars celebrated Diwali with joy and warmth, and we now are sharing these glimpses of their festivities that they posted on their social media handles. From Kiara Advani and Siddharth Malhotra's first Diwali as parents to Katrina Kaif and Vicky Kaushal's sweet moments together, the celebrations lit up social media. Shabana Azmi's star-studded bash and Kirti Sanon's intimate celebration have also grabbed attention.
Bollywood stars rang in Diwali with sparkle, laughter and festive cheer on Monday night. While some celebrities treated fans to glimpses of their celebrations, others sent out warm wishes to mark the joyous occasion. Kiara Advani made her first appearance since welcoming her baby girl in July. The glowing new mom joined husband Siddharth Malhotra in a heartwarming video as they celebrated their first Diwali as parents. Bollywood's Badshah Shah Rukh Khan celebrated Diwali with his family. He wished his fans by sharing a beautiful photo of his wife Gauri Khan performing a Diwali Puja. Amitabh Bachchan also joined in the festive spirit, sharing his Diwali moments with fans on X. Soon-to-be parents Vicky Kaushal and Katrina Kaif shared a sweet moment by lighting a diya together. Akshay Kumar and Twinkle Khanna celebrated Diwali with a quirky twist. Instead of traditional sweets, Twinkle was seen feeding Akshay oranges in a cute picture. Karan Johar sent out festive wishes with his twins Yash and Ruhi. The trio looked adorable in coordinated outfits. Kriti Sanon shared cheerful family photos, but fans quickly noticed her rumored boyfriend businessman Kabir Bahia in the frame. Veteran actress Shabana Azmi hosted a grand Diwali party, and her now viral selfie featuring Vidya Balan, Konkona Sen Sharma, Diya Mirza, Richa Chadda, Ali Fazal, Divya Datta and Javed Akhtar is making waves across social media. Best friends Moni Roy and Disha Patni celebrated the festival together, and the pictures look really nice. Hrithik Roshan, Sohali Khan, Dhanush, Allu Arjun, Junior NTR and Anupam Kher also extended heartfelt wishes on social media. How did you celebrate Diwali?
Very good afternoon. You're watching CNN News 18. I'm Akanksha Swaroop. We begin the segment with the headlines we're tracking it well. Prime Minister Modi thanks Donald Trump for Diwali greetings, vows to fight against terrorism together. Just ahead of Bihar polls, Tejasvi Yadav woos women voters, government employee status for Jivika Didis, monthly salary of 30,000 rupees promised. Allies RJD and Congress locked in a friendly fight on 11 seats. Congress observes to meet party leaders today as chaos in opposition camp prevails. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath's big attack says political Islam dealt greatest blow to Sanatan Dharma. Our ancestors fought back. Key Bengal districts record major mismatch in 2002-2025 voter lists as Election Commission completes mapping before SIR exercise in the state. Political fireworks explode as the city gasps for breath. Aam Aadmi Party mocks BJP government over pollution. BJP blames farm fires. After Sabrimala, questions over yet another temple in Kerala as Guruvayur audit report now flags the lapses. A big win for Indian agencies. Belgian Court of Appeals approves the extradition of fugitive businessman Mehul Choksi to India. Court says the crimes are serious in nature and there's no legal barrier to extradition. Heavy rains lashed Tamil Nadu. Red alert issued in 8 districts. A cyclone alert has also been issued. New York mayoral candidate back at it, attacks Prime Minister Modi, says there's an attempt to peddle a narrative that India belongs to a particular sect. All right, getting in visuals of President Draupadi Murmu at the Sabrimala temple right now. This is a breaking input we are bringing to you right now. Remember this at a time when the entire temple has been in fact mired in controversy, especially when it comes to the issue of gold theft of the idols. And so the visit of the president is extremely significant, given the SIT has also submitted its report on the entire Sabrimala temple case. But President Draupadi Murmu, as you can see in those visuals, making that visit to Sabrimala. Let's quickly go across to Neetu Regukumar to take us through what's happening right now. Neetu, give us a sense of what we can expect from President's visit to the Sabrimala temple today.
President is at Sannidhanam right now in Sabrimala. That is where the idol, where Lord Ayyappa is. She's offered her prayers there from Pamba. The Irumudi was given, and then from there they had gone up till Sabrimala. Earlier in the day, she had reached Pampa and from went uphill. It was through the vehicle. It was in that route that she was taken up Sannidhanam. So this comes at a time when there is huge controversy related to Sabrimala and the gold theft there. As we have been reporting, the special investigation team has submitted their report also, their initial progress report also before the High Court yesterday, where the High Court clearly stating that you need to investigate into the criminal conspiracy and have to investigate from the board ranks up, down, to see if anybody was involved in this and what their involvement was. So the visit is also coming at a time like this. The President has offered her prayer. She has prayed at the Sannidhanam in Sabrimala, as the visuals we can see.
Right. What are you learning in terms of the meetings over here, and how will be President's visit now shaping up in terms of inspecting what's going on at the temple?
No, as far as the inspection of what is happening at the temple, the High Court has asked retired Justice K.P. Shankaran to look into the assets and give an inventory into that. So the President's visit as such might not be much talk related to this.
So, if you can also share more information about the ceremony that the President is expected to attend, because we are being told that it all begins with the cleansing ritual by washing her feet. She will then prepare the Irumudi in a ceremony at the Ganpati temple before she proceeds to the Sannidhanam in this Gorkha emergency four-wheel drive vehicle. So, if you can take us through what we can expect now.
The procedure that is followed by any devotee, many of the devotees bring this Irumudi from their home itself when they come to respect or to offer prayers to Lord Ayyappa. But there are many who come to the Ganapati temple in Pampa and from there tie their Irumudi and take it. Irumudi is basically that clothing in which you put in, there are several things including coconut inside that. All these are used for offering while you go up the Sabrimala temple. So that is what at the Ganapati temple in Pamba, the President also tied her Irumudi and then she went up to Sannidhanam.
Interestingly, as far as President offering prayers to Lord Ayyappa is concerned, it also comes at a time when we've seen much politicization of Lord Ayyappa. This happened as recently as yesterday. Remember, Neetu, when we were discussing how the Prime Minister has also lashed out at the BJP government and the RSS for politicizing the god. So, if you can take us through the entire political controversy surrounding Lord Ayyappa and the timing of this.
Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan had lashed out at the Sangh Parivar and the RSS and BJP for politicizing this and saying that they don't want Sabrimala to be like this, and Sangh Parivar has a problem that Vawar is also getting a lot of prominence along with Ayyappa when it comes to Sabrimala. Now the legend is that Vawar is a close friend of Ayyappa, and many times, many devotees before going to Ayyappa, they actually offer their prayers at Vawar Masjid in Irumeli and then go up towards Sabrimala, Pampa and Sabrimala to offer the prayers to Ayyappa. So the Chief Minister was saying that this is the kind of thing which the Sangh Parivar doesn't want. They don't want, they are not happy with Vawar because he belongs to another religion. So this is the entire nature, and he went on to say that any vote for BJP will actually affect Kerala's essence, and this was an example that Chief Minister has been giving. So from 2018, after the Supreme Court verdict which allowed women entry of all age groups into the Sabrimala has been a flashpoint, a political flashpoint. In 2019 elections, it benefited the Congress-led BDS. Now, now controversy related to gold from Sabrimala and an elections approaching in another 6 months, the 2026 Assembly elections. So the Congress-led UDF is hoping that this will benefit them, and the left and the BJP also trying, so that this issue is going to be live even during the next elections. And from 2018, we are seeing, ever since the Supreme Court order, we are seeing Sabrimala being a flashpoint.
Many thanks to you, Neetu, for bringing us all those latest details on that news story. We will keep coming back to you as and when the President and her visit to Sabrimala temple proceeds. Many thanks to you for those inputs. With that, quickly going across to some breaking inputs coming in. This is a CNN News 18 mega exclusive news break. In inputs shared by Securities Editor Manoj Gupta, we are getting in key details of the Pakistan-Saudi Strategic Mutual Defence Agreement. Saudi Arabia has not rescued Pakistan, remember, neither strategically nor diplomatically. This despite the defense agreement with Saudi Arabia being forged just days ago. So the question that's now being raised is this all about fake lies and claims, as Pakistan now looks isolated as far as the recent Pakistan-Afghanistan war at the Durand Line is concerned. Even Saudi Arabia has not mediated this entire issue and even jumped to rescue Pakistan. It was Qatar who rescued Pakistan in Doha by an immediate ceasefire agreement with the help of Turkey. And so that's also raising questions about what role is Saudi Arabia going to play in the new security axis for Pakistan. Remember, Pakistan had been very happy with that strategic agreement that had been forged with Saudi Arabia, but clearly Saudi Arabia steering clear, whether strategically or even diplomatically, in the recent Pak-Afghan conflict that has taken place along the Durand Line. Let me quickly take this forward with Siddhant Mishra, who's joining me on the phone line. So Siddhant, put this into perspective for us. Is it not the bitter irony that Qatar and Turkey had to jump to Pakistan's rescue and Saudi Arabia has managed to remain a mute spectator?
Well, that's right. So Manoj Gupta is bringing this input for us, Akanksha, where Pakistan-Saudi Strategic Mutual Defence Agreement is fake, full of lies and claims. Durand Line conflict exposes Pakistan's fake claims. Saudi Arabia didn't rescue Pakistan neither strategically nor diplomatically. Pakistan looks isolated in the recent Pak-Afghan war. Pak-Saudi Strategic Mutual Defence Agreement. Attack one is attack on both, not proven. On recent Pak-Afghan war, Saudi Arabia issued simple statement as both restrain escalation only. Even Saudi Arabia didn't mediate and rescue Pakistan. It was Qatar who rescued Pakistan in Doha by an immediate cease agreement. Afghan Taliban has won diplomatically in Doha by removing named border from the Qatari statement, and the Durand Line remains, which was issued after the ceasefire. Parliamentarians are furious over Pakistani government's fake claims and demanding why Saudi Arabia didn't help Pakistan. Parliamentarians are demanding to make public Pakistan-Saudi and hold debate in parliament. So, now the questions are being asked to Asim Munir and the government of Pakistan, that on one end they say that it's a NATO kind of an agreement where the Article 5 says that the attack on one country means the attack on the other country, etc., etc. But that was not proven during the skirmish between Afghanistan and Pakistan. So people are asking that in fact Saudi, helping Pakistan is a different thing altogether, but not even issued a statement completely in favor of Pakistan. Then what kind of a pact the both countries have signed? What kind of a defense agreement they have signed? So this is a question, legit question, which people are asking to the government of Pakistan. Even their strategic experts are also asking this question, that at least, if not a help for that matter, then at least there should be a strong condemnation coming from the Saudi Arabia, condemning Talibani government, issuing statement in favor of Pakistan, but that also did not happen. So as we were also pointing out before, Akanksha, that this is full of lies,
right,
and it's nothing, it's optics done by Asim Munir and others to perhaps to get into the to get themselves back into the politics of West Asia, because India had outmaneuvered them long back. So they are desperately wanting to get into the politics of Gulf. So what they can offer is they can offer a security umbrella. Perhaps that was their proposal. They signed this deal with Saudi Arabia. They want to do it with Qatar and other countries also. But in the first go only, this agreement stands exposed.
So remember, when this strategic mutual defense agreement was forged between the two countries, what was also being highlighted is that perhaps it could give some kind of a nuclear umbrella to Saudi Arabia coming from Pakistan. But is that also becoming now a bone of contention, where Saudi Arabia is perhaps not really happy with this agreement? Many were saying that this was also formalizing a relationship, a bilateral relationship which spanned over 8 decades, but had been transactional in nature so far.
Well, Akanksha, at that point in time also, the assessment which we did on CNN-News18 perhaps was the correct assessment. And even in the hindsight also, we can say that was the correct assessment, because from the day one we have been saying that this agreement is all about pulling Pakistan into the war against the Houthi rebels. This agreement is all about, sending this message that Saudi Arabia also has a nuclear umbrella. It was never about protecting Pakistan. It was never about extending help to Pakistan in war. That was Pakistan's reading. That was Pakistani experts' interpretation. But the reality was that it was all about Saudi Arabia's security concern. It was all about, bringing more troops from Pakistan, paying Pakistan for that, so that those troops can fight with the Houthi rebels and can guard the territory of Saudi Arabia. And that is exactly what is happening. Not even a single strong condemnation has come from Saudi Arabia, Akanksha, in last 15 days. Right. Fighting for Pakistan is a different thing altogether. Not even a single statement condemning the Talibani government.
Certainly brought much egg in the face of the Pak government for sure, and the deep state. Many thanks to you, Siddhant, for sharing those inputs with us, brought to us by Securities Editor Manoj Gupta. Shifting focus over to the national capital, this as pollution in Delhi continues to make with Bihar elections around the corner. The Yamuna River has now come under scrutiny for its frothy, polluted waters, sparking claim and counterclaim over accountability. Delhi's Chief Minister Rekha Gupta even met with Prime Minister Narendra Modi yesterday to convey Diwali greetings and brief him on development initiatives, the Clean Yamuna campaign and preparations for Chhath, emphasizing efforts to ensure a safe and clean environment for the festivities.
The celebrations of Diwali out here in the national capital are still mired in politics, but now all eyes are on the celebrations of the holy festival of Chhath. Year in and year out, we have seen that how the ghats of the national capital, specifically during the time of Chhath Puja, get frothed, and there is a lot of foam, toxic foam that gets collected. This time around, it seems like that the government is already taking proactive measures and is trying to make sure that the froth that has been a big political issue over here in the national capital for the past 3 to 4 years, that can be doused down as quickly as possible. In these visuals, you can see that the amount of froth that gathers over here has significantly reduced. One of the main reasons for that is the chemicals that are being sprayed over here by the civil defense volunteers and by the workers of the MCD. You can see in these visuals that these motorboats are just doing rounds over here that are actually spraying these chemicals to make sure that the froth that gets collected over here, that can actually be doused down. Also, if you could see, the gates of the dams have also been opened, which means that more water is flowing through this entire road, and it is making sure that the froth that gets stagnated over here, that can be reduced. Apart from this, if we talk about the improvements that have happened from the past few years, the toxic smell, the pungent smell that comes out of Yamuna, that pungent smell seems to have been reduced at this point in time. The preparations for the ghats are also underway at this point.
About the work that's being done by the Delhi government, whether it is to cure the pollution or the frothing Yamuna, there is a reaction coming in from the Delhi Chief Minister Rekha Gupta, who has now hit out at the Aam Aadmi Party, calling it an attempt to peddle lies. Because remember, the Aam Aadmi Party, since yesterday, after there was a spike in the AQI, has been posing tough questions to the Delhi government. Let's also listen in to what the Delhi Chief Minister has had to say.
वर्षों से यमुना जी पे छठ की पूजा सरकार द्वारा बंद कर दी गई थी। सरकार स्वयं से उस पूजा को नहीं कर रही थी, जिसे इस बार हमारी सरकार आने के बाद उस प्रतिबंध को हमने हटाया और हम सरकार की ओर से सभी व्यवस्थाएं देते हुए पल्ला से लेके कालिंदी तक अलग अलग जगहों पे लगभग ऐसे 17 पॉइंट है। ऐसे सभी 17 पॉइंट पे यमुना नदी के ऊपर मॉडल छठ घाट सरकार द्वारा बनाए जा रहे हैं और हर जिले में और हर उप जिले में कम से कम एक मॉडल छठ घाट जरूर बनाया जाएगा।
All right, Nivedita Singh of News 18 has been tracking that story for us. She also joins me with more details. So, Nivedita, we heard what the Delhi Chief Minister has had to say. That's also one point or part of the overall action plan that the Delhi government has chalked out. But what has the Delhi government managed to do so far when it comes to controlling that kind of industrial foam that we've seen in the river Yamuna?
So as we saw the footage earlier this morning, that the water is comparatively cleaner from the past few years. And it is also the first time that cases will not be filed on those who will be celebrating Chhath at the ghats. And instead, the government is also organizing Chhath celebrations at 17 ghats across the city between Palla and Kalindi Kunj.
All right, Nivedita, thank you so much for bringing us all those latest inputs. We will keep tracking the story for all our viewers, given that Chhath is just round the corner and so is the Bihar Assembly election. So, Delhi's pollution crisis has sparked a political battle between the Bharatiya Janata Party and the Aam Aadmi Party. This after Delhi's Environment Minister Manjinder Singh Sirsa blamed the Punjab government for the toxic air. Aam Aadmi Party countered by citing data showing a significant drop in Punjab's farm fires, which fell by 72.5% this year.